Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the grand finals of SpeedGaming Live Online 2022. We got What the Hell's Happened versus Exodus. And joining me on co-commentary is Tobias. Tobias, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. 2 a.m. time for some Zooter.
It is in fact 2 a.m. somewhere, just not here.
No, in Germany though. So, and I decided that's the perfect time to do commentary for a Zooter match. So,
it is. Chat, are you excited? We have made it to the grand finals. We've made it through the qualifiers. We made it through the bracket of 32. These runners have shown that they are here and they are ready to win. And I think we are going to have an incredible next 2, if not 3 matches from these 2 runners.
Yes, indeed. By all accounts, these are the best runners in the tournament, and they have certainly shown it in the races before. With What the Hell's last race actually being, well, Randomizer was kind to him, but still, this was close to the fastest time in the tournament in the last race of his semifinals semifinal series against Ecola.
Yeah. So I think if you haven't actually seen one of these before, if you're joining us for the very first time, first of all, welcome on in. Second of all, let's explain a little bit to get everyone on the same footing here. So these are SpeedGaming Live settings, meaning that what we need is we need the 3 child stones. So we need Kokiri Emerald, Zora Sapphire, and Guan Ruby. We also need the 2 medallions that give us the light arrow cutscene, that being the Shadow Medallion and the Spirit Medallion. So those 5 things and whatever dungeons are associated with them, in addition to the things that we need to be Ganondorf himself, that being a bow, magic, and light arrows. So that is what these runners are looking for. And we're going to see a bunch of hints along the way that are going to point us in the direction of how we can best accomplish that. But at the end of the day, it is up to these runners and how they choose to route the checks, how they choose to execute the dungeons, and how they choose to read the logic and the hints to be able to figure this out.
And here we go. All right, starting in the market, What the Hell's choosing to go immediately for Sunsong, whereas Exodus is heading out probably towards London Ranch, and a fairly standard opener known in the community as the 3-song route.
Exactly.
Actually, might be collecting some rupees first, either to go to London Ranch or to do the slingshot minigame. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's always worth. I mean, that's 60 free rupees right there, which is the easiest amount of rupees. Well, okay, I was going to say the easiest, and then the dog gives you 50. So, here we are.
Good doggo.
Good doggo. But that is the fastest amount of rupees that you can get for that rupee density. And so you will oftentimes see in the early seeds people going to that bridge and grabbing those 60.
And it seems so like What the Hell's does want to do give the slingshot minigame a chance here before heading out to London Ranch. So 3-song route, so named because it used to consist of collecting 3 songs, the child accessible songs that you need 0 items for, except the weird egg. Nowadays, it's still called the 3-song route, but one of the songs is actually one you start with. The one that you usually in the vanilla game you would get from Impa after talking to Princess Zelda for the first time. That takes you out of the market into London Ranch and then onwards to Kokiri Forest, where you collect the easily available items in Mido's house, in the Kokiri sword chest. In these settings, just go and beat Deku Tree. Oh, Skull Mask is a magic meter.
Wow.
And Mirror Shield with Pierre. Okay. Colossus Way of the Hero. And Hyrule Castle Fairy is dead.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
that's some info.
Yeah, I was about to say finish your thought, and then we're gonna totally just hardcore pivot here. So yeah, I mean exactly what Tobias was saying about the Impa, skipping that. fun things that we've
right,
just... Yeah. I was about to say, if there's anything that you wanted to add on that before we totally just, like, pivot out of that.
Basically, just after beating Deku Tree, you go to Sacred Forest Meadow as a child. That's a bomb bag in the silo.
Bag. Oh my god.
Okay. Bunch of information that the seed just dropped onto us.
You know, Tobias, the seed is being like, I want you to finish your thought, but first, let me give you a bomb bag. Let me give you Mirror Shield. Let me give you Magic Meter. So here's the thing about that hint. So What the Hells is pretty well positioned to be able to do Skull Mask quickly. Having the hint, already having picked up the Skull Mask. The downside, though, is that there are 2 Magic Meters. And should he invest time in getting this Magic Meter, and then end up finding a second Magic Meter that was much more convenient or along the way, it might actually lose him time by having that information earlier. So it's something that we're just going to have to wait and see, and hopefully either that is our single Magic Meter and he pays out, or they find another Magic Meter before completing the entire mass sequence.
So Exo found Minuet from Melon. Okay, Ice Cavern has a Red Rupee and Song of Storms. That is certainly worth picking up as well, or nearly always worth picking up. Death Mountain Trailway of the Hero. Jeez, that's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information, and it's one of the powers of SGL is one of the first mainline tournaments. There have been some other tournaments that have done this, but one of the first mainline tournaments to do what we call dual hints, meaning that it is a location or locations that are somehow connected, whether it be through song, through proximity, where they give you information on 2 different checks versus just one. We've already seen some good examples. Ice Cavern being one of them, the 2 terrible checks in Fire Temple being another.
The 2 topmost checks that take a lot of climbing, and if we hadn't had bombs yet, this would certainly be an important pickup. Bomb Shoes in the Wolfos Grotto.
I will say I'm a huge fan of early explosives, and it's a 20-pack. What is the seed?
It's one of those seeds where you just get all your explosives early on. Expect like 30 more bomb shoes in the next 20 minutes.
Yep. And so it's always nice when we're talking about early routing to have this set of explosives as fast as possible, because you'll see as Exodus is now doing Lost Woods, Sacred Forest Meadow, he can go ahead and get all of these explosive lock checks in one go and doesn't have to do 2 or 3 passes through Lost Woods in order to full clear it.
Well, almost all of the checks, we don't have a slingshot yet, but that's a
fair.
Minor detail.
Yep, we don't have slingshot and we don't have Sarias, so you know.
Both runners opting to warp out of the silo in London Ranch to Sacred Forest Meadow, get the song there. Again, part of the 3-song route, and in this case it was Zelda's Lullaby, so that gives you a bunch of access to a bunch of places. Like this is one of the most central songs of this game. It is literally a song that you can't finish nearly any seed without.
Yep, it's true. I will say I was watching one of the earlier matches with What the Hells, and the seed that they had, while they ended up picking up Zelda's Lullaby, I looked at their layout of required dungeons, and I was like, they could beat this seed without Zelda's Lullaby. I was like, that's crazy, because that hardly ever happens. You hardly ever see that.
It is so rare.
So yeah, because you're talking Water Temple for changing the water level. You're talking at 4 checks in Spirit Temple. And of course, you're talking just even beating Shadow Temple. And so, and then of course, then you throw in Jabu in the mix and accessing Jabu. It's just, there's so many things that require Zelda's Lullaby.
Accessing the Runia's Chamber as a child, that might come up. So, yeah, Zelda's Lullaby pretty much required in nearly any seed. And so, a huge boon. Also gives you another song in the graveyard on the Royal Composer's grave.
Now, I'm gonna say you'll see a lot of different play styles, right? So you'll see some people who tend to be more thorough, and you'll see some people who tend to be more aggressive. I'm shocked. I feel like both of these runners are being quite thorough in their play right now.
Yeah, I think both of them are still in the first phase of gathering information about the seed, where you're not really 100% sure what's what yet. Also, you have early explosives, so that just gives you the incentive to see what's what in Goron City before you might head into Deku Tree. The option is always there. You can just walk back to Sacred Forest Meadow anytime you like. And from there, it's a quick jaunt over to Kokiri Forest. Deku Tree is one of those dungeons. It is the first dungeon in the vanilla game, thus it is easy to beat for a speedrunner and almost always worth it to go into, even if it ends up not being one of the stones or medallions that you need.
Exactly. You're going to see a lot of runners throughout the race today do exactly what Exodus did and use Song of Time as an opportunity to save time in walking. Because the Song of Time will take you in locations where time doesn't pass, Song of Time will take you to your last, well, it's a little bit finicky, but your last load zone. We'll just say generally, there are exceptions, but we'll just say last load zone. And so
Don't you mean Sun Song?
Sun Song, yeah.
All right. I was getting confused for a moment there.
Yeah, Sun Song. So you'll see these runners oftentimes use Sun Song to be able to, like exactly what the hell's doing. Exodus is going to do the same thing to go back to that last load zone there.
All right. So, by the way, speaking of gathering information about the seed, we have seen three Way of the Hero hints so far. Way of the Hero, for those who might be new to the OOT Randomizer format, means that there is an item in that location that is considered required by the randomizer to beat this seed. That could be something like a hook shot, a bow. It could also be something more difficult, like in a seed that would require picking up a lot of Skulltulas. That Way of the Hero item could even be a bottle to get the Soil Patch Skulls.
And what have we seen so far? We've seen Hyrule Field, we've seen Death Mountain Trail, and Desert Colossus?
Desert Colossus, exactly.
Okay. We haven't seen any of those locations yet, so it's still TBD what's our Way of the Hero items, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
But that gives the runners obviously an indication of where they will need to head to understand what the randomizer expects them to do. All of these seeds are randomized using what's called logic, which means any seed that is generated by the OOT randomizer will be checked for being beatable with the items in the positions that they are in. So you can't, for example, have a situation where you would need a bow to access the only bow that you could reach. That just can't happen. That's what the logic prevents here. And
this is gonna be. Sorry, I'm just getting really excited because this is gonna be fun.
Oh, these two are basically frame perfect next to each other. That's amazing.
My God! So if you want to see just how good these two runners are from an execution perspective, get ready because you do not get tighter than this. Oh my God!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, this is literally like. I'm sorry. That's why I had to cut you off. I was like, this is too good. Like.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. And what the hell is 2 seconds ahead of Exodus into the Deku Tree? What is this? Oh my God.
It helps, by the way, having caught up some time here because remember What the Hells did an extra check in the market here, checking what was brought home by Richard, and thus playing Sun Song twice before heading to London Ranch.
Yep. And I think part of that was Exodus doing Chalgoran City. And so Exodus has the wallet. They also got the gold rupee out of there, whereas What the Hells has elected to skip it so far. And it also looks like, What the Hells was picking up that small chest, whereas Exodus has already decided to skip small chests. So you'll see there, What the Hell's picking up this small chest, Exodus skipping it. The thing to note, though, is that, as you've seen already, bomb chews in these settings are placed in big chests, and so even if they didn't have bomb bag, they wouldn't be expected to find bomb chews in those small chests.
Yep, so the decision to open these small chests is mainly about either finding some extra cash to spend on, for example, the Deku scrubs that each cost 40 rupees. Whoa, that was close. Jeez.
So, oh my god, my heart. That was like pixels away. Oh.
Yeah, that Skulltula was about to have Exodus for lunch.
Oh my god, going for blood.
Yeah. Extra hearts, extra rupees, something like that could be in those small chests. With runners of this caliber, usually they are looking to get to maybe 5-6 hearts at the most. Because that's about what you need to have enough time to beat Volvagia and Fire Temple without ever picking up a Goron Tunic. Basement chest is our logic for Goma.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
So, exactly what Tobias had just said. In order to get to Goma, it does require that you go the original route, which is to say, around the left, shoot the... I actually don't know anymore because I never do it anymore. But something you need to shoot a switch. I don't know. I think slingshot's required. However, with these runners of this skill, there are lots of tricks available to be able to skip doing any of that and just jump straight up that ledge. What they did, the ground jump being one of them.
Yeah, the ground jump basically just meaning use a bomb and some fancy shield holding basically to get Link into a state where he can't backflip and instead will jump straight up, and that gets you up ledges. The other option would be what's called B1 skip, just a precise positioning in that little underground lake to get you to a position where you can just jump over to that ledge on the other side. And both of these runners saying hi Goma and immediately after bye Goma, that
bye,
is
Goma.
The boss of Deku Tree done for both of them. With maybe 5 seconds in between them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of the difference in time, What the Hells went for some smaller chests where Exodus didn't. And then Exodus went for some skulls that What the Hells didn't. Specifically the skull on that vine wall as you climb back up to the entrance of Deku Tree. So Exodus electing to spend a few extra seconds to be able to get that skull, whereas What the Hells elected to skip that.
So, it turns out Deku Tree did not have a major item today. That is rare.
I was about to say, depends on your definition of major item, because it technically had a slingshot, but nobody cares about the slingshot.
Yeah, nobody cares about the slingshot. You will see the one check in the game that you actually need a slingshot for in just about half a minute, with just the target in the woods. It also does put Child Spirit Temple into logic.
Exactly. So yeah, I would agree with you. It did not have a useful item in it. It had an item, but it certainly wasn't useful.
Well, and that check turned out to be nothing. Let's put it that way.
So what the hell could be doing one of two things here? Probably field. If I'm going to take a guess, he knows that Hyro field is way of the hero. And this is kind of your best way to get there based off of the songs that they have. And there he goes. Yep. So he'll probably do these 2 checks. Unclear at this point if he will do Valley or if he'll just save quit and then walk out and do the other parts of field from the save quit. Either or, I could see both being a good play at this point to full clear your field.
Yeah, he might also do elect to do Northfield as an adult. We'll see.
Really, I was about to say really nice save spawn, but it's, we have Prelude, so greatest assault here.
Okay, Haunted Wasteland giving us nothing, but that is a sometimes Sentinel and not a foolish hint wasted on Haunted Wasteland, so we'll take it.
So so I was about to say what the Hells is doing, but then I had the what the Hells is doing is he's looking in those beehives for a 20 rupee. It's about a 50% chance, if I remember correctly, to get a 20 rupee there from blowing it up with bombs. Because at this point, I think he's gonna save. and try to go for Bomb Shoot Bowling. And if he gets the 20, and spends 10 on the scrub, he'll have 60, which is enough to do Bomb Shoot Bowling.
Target in the woods is a blue rupee. Thanks, game. Not like we didn't know that already.
Nothing really so far from field.
And one more check in South Hyrule. That would leave 2 more checks for them to look at later if this scrub isn't anything. Let's see. Yep, okay, so it's either the Boulder of Destiny, which is the Boulder Grotto right near the market, or Tektite Grotto, which is the grotto near the Lone Tree in the west of field, or it could be the song on the Ocarina of Time, which is not an always hint in these settings, and I've been bitten by that before. Burning Kakasaria song, interesting.
Interesting. And you'll notice, so Exodus right now is doing the Hyrule Castle Fairy check, which we know is dead. We got a hint for that outside of Temple of Time. And so Exodus is going to waste a little bit of time here and then realize afterwards that there was a sometimes hint stating that this check was dead.
He's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, he hasn't yet checked those hints.
So what the hell's burning a bit of time of day here by going through the Gerudo Valley? But hey, he has Song of Time, so Sun Song.
I think this is just in an effort to be thorough. Has Sun Song, has Prelude, has a save spawn and market, so not really worried about being able to make it back to adult. I think he's just kind of playing a little bit.
Speaking of making it to adult, okay, some spending cash for what the hells. You'll take that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this play from Exodus. I think going field by What the House was a great play. I think Exodus going adult, I think, is a very strong play with Bomb Bag. You can get a song from that Forest Medallion that they got from Deku Tree.
We also get a free song, exactly, Nocturne. That gets into the graveyard real quick. Wasteland, that is the second copy of that one. And we're about to get our pedestal. Let's see. Fire, Deku, Spirit, DC, Water, Shadow.
Water, Shadow. And now here's the thing. You know, when you're talking about Hyrule Field as possible Way of the Hero, and you're talking about the song, right, from the Ocarina of Time, aka the 3 Child Stones, things that you would typically think of would be things like Zelda's Lullaby, Nocturne, you know, these really hard required songs. We already have both of those. And so what song could it be, you know? Maybe Requiem, but that would be terrible. And beyond that, it could be Epona's. And I can't really see many other songs that could be required this seed.
I mean, at this point, it's pure speculation. There are still 2 checks in Hyrule Field that could be it instead of the Ocarina song. But yeah, Requiem is a likely candidate. That would be terrible because it would require us to do. It would basically indicate to us that either we need to be in Child Spirit, or in Spirit Temple in general, or just Colossus Fairy or something. Anyway, Exodus is about to show us one of the 2 missing Hyrule Field checks. It's not the Boulder of Destiny. It's either Tektite Grotto or it's a song. Death Mountain Crater Wath.
So yeah, interesting. So Death Mountain Trail and Death Mountain Crater are both Way of the Hero. Cool.
Yeah.
High value there. Love that high value.
Yeah. We want to go up that mountain, is what the sea tells you.
Yeah, right? ASAP. Which, you know, Exodus has Nocturne, so it's going to be a quick jot and he'll be over there. And not really, What the Hell's route, not really paying out. Didn't really get great hints, which you kind of want from that route. And didn't really get great items.
It's a strength upgrade.
Oh my god, okay.
For that to be Way of the Hero, either all 3 of our strengths are required. Which would indicate an item in Light Trial or outside Ganon's Castle Fairy. Or, well, the other strengths are even deeper in the seed and locked by this strength upgrade. Which you need a Gold Scale or Iron Boots to get. this is not a logically easily accessible strength.
No, not at all. And in fact, I would be shocked if that wasn't the Way of the Hero item.
I would agree. That is the most likely candidate here.
Yeah, just thinking about it in the songs that we have left, like that almost certainly is the Way of the Hero item. So, we're gonna have some fun today, and I think we might have some Way of the Heroes that point to some Way of the Heroes that point to getting that strength. Almost certainly.
That is quite the possibility. Oh, what the hell is skipping Tic-Tac Grotto for now?
And I think that's fair. Like, he knows that whatever it's gonna be, he's gonna need either irons or scale, and he knows that it has to be either there or the song. So I think this is appropriate. Like, the information would be nice, and I think that's what Exodus has on him, is he knows what's in that grotto. But I think at this point, What the Hells knows that there's something most likely in that grotto.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The information advantage that Exodus has with this is not insignificant.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can leave it for a while.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I think I would have gone and checked it personally. Just me though. I mean, having that information would be nice.
Okay, so quick recap. We need all 3 stones, and we need the Spirit and Shadow Medallion. So our mandatory dungeons this seed are Forest, Jabu, Water, and Shadow. We need a hookshot, a strength upgrade, a bow for Forest. We need Boomerang and Rudo's Letter for Jabu. So far, no sign of that. What was that? Was that Epona, or was that
No! No way! No! So, anyone who's watched What the Hells before knows that What the Hells very often does not check his save spawns. Doesn't feel like it's worth the time investment, especially on Virtual Console, because the save reset just takes...
Wait, was that the save spawn that Exodus
That was
just...
the save spawn in
Oh
Desert
my gosh,
Colossus.
Colossus from Wasteland, okay.
That's
Never mind Requiem of
huge.
Spirit, then.
That's huge. And so... yeah. And so that's something that Exodus is going to have on What the Hells, and especially if What the Hells chooses not to ever check that. Because What the Hells has great warp songs right now, and so might not even feel he needs to, because he already has good movement around the map. And if this is
likely
Requiem...
be Vanilla Requiem. That's Bolero, gives us another song, and... Nope, Song of Time.
Ew.
Also important.
So what's on the arch? There it is.
Oh, that's a hook. Oh my god.
Shot.
Okay, we need Requiem. That is required. Skull Mask is a magic meter. We knew that one already, I think. Yep.
So Death Mountain Crater could have Requiem as like the Way of the Hero. Or it could be... Is it really either just Death Mountain Crater, or it's on Ocarina of Time and Hyrule Field?
I think so, yeah.
I think those are the only 2 songs that we don't know about. We know about Burning Cack, which is the 3 medallions. We know about Ice Cavern. We got the Requiem check. We already got the Composer's Grave check. I think... Yeah, it's either in Death Mountain Crater, which would be the Way of the Hero, or it's going to be in Hyrule Field. Interesting.
Okay, so the song that What the Hell's... Oh,
and would know.
that?
And would know.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a bomb refill, if I saw correctly.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out. It was like, that is almost too blue for a bomb refill for me. That looked like a compass, but I was like, that can't be it.
Yes, Tobias, it's a compass. Very good.
No, that's
so proud of you.
that cannot be it. That is 3 AM brain talking. Anyway, we have 2 songs missing, Serenade or Requiem.
Well, we found Serenade.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well.
Clearly. So. Did anyone see what was across the lava? Because I did not.
I did not either. Where's... Wait.
Because Volcano didn't have anything. I saw that. Ooh. So, fun story. There are only 2 Hylian shields that are available to find in the entire game. They found both of them, and they already know where the mirror shield is. So, this seed very much was like, you want a shield? Let me give you a shield. I will gift it to you.
Okay, so one of the checks in this, one of the song checks in this game is going to be an item. It's at this point either going to be the Windmill Song, or it is going to be the Ocarina of Time.
Could you imagine?
If you're rooting for What the Hells, you really want him to not find an item right here in the windmill. Actually, if you're rooting for both of our runners at this point. Okay. Windmill Heart Piece is nothing, and the song is... Oh, okay. Requiem's on Ocarina of Time.
Oh, it is. Well, okay, so that has to be Long Shot then. That's on the arc because Forest Temple is required, which requires a hook shot to access.
There has to be another hook shot accessible, but that long shot is required to beat the seed because Water Temple.
Yep. Yeah, so Exodus is definitely getting, I think at this point, Exodus has the informational advantage. He knows where his strength is. He knows where his hook shot is. Even if he's going to end up getting Requiem anyway, he knows that, so he can start routing and planning for it.
Okay, so since I'm seeing someone in chat saying "Oops, AD," it's not all dungeons, because all dungeons in SGL settings means that there's an important song on Burning Cack, or an important item. Because in SGL settings you need, as we said earlier, the
Lens.
Yeah, Lens of Truth on Biggeron.
Anyway,
you need the 3 Child Stones. You need the Kokiri Emerald, Goron Ruby, and Zora Sapphire to open the bridge to Ganon's Castle, and you need the Spirit and Shadow Medallion to get the Ganon's Castle boss key off of the Light Era cutscene. So you need these 3 stones anyway. It's not all dungeons for them. You don't need all medallions in these settings.
Oh, I love that swag backwalk.
Yep, inverted camera.
It's so great. So, something that Chad's pointing out is now that we know that Requiem is on Ocarina of Time, that strength might not be our Way of the Hero strength.
Yep.
And so it might be the Requiem, and there is just more strengths available, and that strength is a red herring. Which is very, very possible given what we know now. And I love me some red herring items. They're the best, he says sarcastically.
I mean, in the end, logically, the game wants you to pick up the Iron Boots anyway, for Water Temple. So I would say the randomizer probably expects you to pick up that strength. Or at least that the strength is in logic to get either with either of the items that enables you to finish Water Temple.
Yeah, I think my thoughts of that being our very first strength have kind of drifted downwards. Like maybe it's not our first strength. Like maybe I'm a little less convinced that we're not going to find other strengths.
Yeah, that has become quite unlikely, you're right.
Right. I think that's the only thing that it tells me is it's like, we might actually, like, I don't need to invest all of my, I was going to say all of my investments, but investing my investments just sounds circular. But I don't think we need to put all of our eggs into that basket of, this is going to be our first strength.
Yeah, Requiem can, or is a definitely required song because you need to be in Desert Colossus as child to plant the bean to get the long shot. So that Requiem actually is the stronger candidate for what the randomizer had in mind when it was putting out Hyrule Field as Way of the Hero.
Exactly. I think it's important to note for those of you who might not be as familiar with the nuances of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. When it says Death Mountain Trail is Way of the Hero, it means all the checks in Death Mountain Trail that haven't directly been hinted already. So in these settings, the Big Goron check is in Death Mountain Trail. That is where it is located in the hint pool. However, because Big Goron's sword already has a hint dedicated to it, that Lens of Truth cannot be the Way of the Hero item from Death Mountain Trail. So just something to think about when you're looking at hints and sometimes hints. If there's a hint that is a location that has already been directly hinted, and also it's within a Way of the Hero location, that location itself can't be the Way of the Hero location.
Basically, it means that whatever's in that location, or whatever other checks are in that area, there's something else to be had here.
Yes. So we know that there's a Lens of Truth and also something else in Death Mountain Trail.
Which could be the item atop Dodongo's Cavern, it could be the item outside Goron City, it could be the Storm Grotto, it could be the ferry up at the top of Death Mountain Trail. Plenty of places.
Yeah. Really not a great DC. I don't think we found anything in Dodongo's Cavern.
No, nothing. Which is rare. Dodongo's Cavern is one of those dungeons that is super check dense, quick to do. Runners will almost always do it, or let's say not almost always, but runners will often do it, even if it's not a required medallion and it's early enough in the seed.
Yep.
Because it has so low requirements. You can get in there and finish it off with just a bomb bag.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Is there's something that we have in the community. We call them Sphere Zero checks. So certain checks require certain other items in order to complete them. So for example, Dodongo's Cavern requires a bomb bag. So that it requires at least one item to beat this. There are some checks, though, that require zero items to access, and we call those Sphere Zero checks. So that bomb bag was located at a Sphere Zero check, meaning that all of Dodongo's Cavern is just one branch off of that, which makes it even more likely of a candidate to contain items inside of it. It didn't, but it definitely makes it more valuable and more wanting to be checked by these runners.
Yeah. It is basically in that same category of dungeon as Deku Tree, in that it is a bunch of easily accessible checks and it is relatively low requirements. So,
and Deku didn't have anything either, did it?
Yeah.
What both is of those with these dungeons?
And both of them were also not required. Just saying. I didn't see the item atop DC yet, but I think it was nothing.
It was a Harpies.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm not acknowledging that Slingshot is an item.
No, but there's your likely Way of the Hero.
There's your hammer.
Wait, for Fire Temple?
Probably Death Mountain Crater.
Yeah, probably Crater Ferry.
Because the song wasn't useful. Yep, I think it's gonna be one of those. It's a hint that leads to another hint that leads to another hint that finally leads to like one item, and you're gonna be like, why was there 4 Way of the Hero hints pointing to this one item?
Yup, that is certainly something the randomizer likes to do sometimes.
So I think just something fun to point out here, because it's much more easily visualized when What the Hell does it with a hammer, is that there's a thing called Power Crouch Stab. It's when you use the damage of whatever it is, a hammer swing, a jump slash, any weapon that Link can wield like that, and then turn around and do a crouch stab maneuver. And it actually takes the damage value that was previously stored. There you go. And you can see now that his Master Sword acts as a hammer as he crouch stabs it. And you'll see that tech a lot to be able to do extra damage on enemies very quickly.
Yep, that is one of the major features or major. Is it a glitch? I think power crouch steps are technically glitches in the most narrow of definitions. That we use to inflict a lot more damage on bosses, for example, or other larger enemies than the developers of OOT originally intended.
Yeah, I feel like it falls under like an oversight. Yep, exactly. I was like, I feel like it falls under an oversight where they just forgot to program in a value. Mm-hmm. And so it just takes the last damage value stored. Also of note to this point, they haven't found magic.
Okay.
So, they might be going after this, doing Skull Mask. Because apart from this, where else do you go?
I mean, doing Skull Mask for your magic meter is certainly reasonable. Also gives you some thinking time.
The other play that I could see...
Okay.
I hate this game.
Wait. Is that our way of the hero in Crater? That would be hilarious.
It can, because that would get you lens.
It can be.
We don't need lens for crossing the wasteland.
We don't need lens for crossing the wasteland, but... Treasure chest game.
This is dumb.
I love it.
This is why I retired. God. This is... Yep. It's claim check.
Riding the bean platform on the lake, Zora scale. Okay. Top of lap gives us a scale. Good to know.
It's goddamn claim check.
Yeah, there was nothing in the wall either, right? It was a claim check was the only viable Crater of Way of the Hero item. That is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Which means the lens of a Bicaron is Way of the Hero, which means that well, so either Wasteland Crossing?
But
no,
see, here's
we don't
the
need
thing.
it.
We don't need it because of our safe spawn.
And we know Haunted Wasteland is nothing. Valley is foolish, by the way. Hells is not too happy about that hint.
Well, I think he also preemptively jumped. It was like, oh yeah, I need to do this check.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. I think it almost has to be lens minigame.
Yeah, there's nothing else in the game that requires it.
Yeah, because it's not for crossing, and that's it.
The thing is, Hells doesn't know that.
Yeah,
because he doesn't know the safe spawn.
So here,
Exo will have a major information advantage in about a minute here.
Huge information advantage. Mm-hmm. Here's my other question. Do you just go and do River into Ice Cavern? They have a bottle, they have ZL. Child is already on their mind, right? Like they want to go Child.
They want that magic of the Skull Mask. Probably not a bad play. Well is a bunch of checks. So bottom of the well.
Oh no, sorry. It's a hook shot.
I guess there was something else. Okay.
We're all sitting here doing just like theory crafting, and it's just a hook shot.
And we turns out we just need our eyes readjusted. Cool.
So what the hell is this probably gonna dip forest, which makes sense. Not gonna get very far.
Death Mountain Trail still seems to be the confirmed hammer way of the hero. Yeah, wait,
yes,
what?
Oh, we get Song of Storms. Yep, we still have one check left in Death Mountain Trail that could be, which is why I'm thinking, do they go? There's an argument for dipping fire. There's an argument for doing ice, honestly.
Yeah, we have a bottle, I think, don't we?
Yeah.
No, we don't, actually.
We do. We picked up a fairy bottle in Mido's house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Rush ice, as the meme goes.
Ingle, quiet. Yes, there's always a chance that it could be Hammer for GTG. I refuse to admit it.
Yes. Or isn't hammer also required for Spirit Temple boss key? Logically?
No.
I think that logically needs a hammer and a bow.
I mean, yeah, I was like, I think it just needs a bow. I was like, if it needs a hammer, then that's news to me.
Okay, you can bomb the fake doors. Sorry.
No worries. I mean, I've never done it vanilla, ever, so I don't know where you would even shoot.
That's kind of required.
Yeah.
I mean, so, immediately locks what the hell's out, but
yeah,
you have the information.
Oh yeah, because what the hell's never got Song of Time? Yep. This is a river play or GTG play. It's one of the two.
If he's heading for GTG, he's going to probably check that Grotto on the way anyway.
Yep.
But wait, how is he heading for GTG?
Opponents.
We have a horse? We have a horse. Okay.
Yeah, we have a horse. Okay.
Then we're going upriver.
It's river. I was like, I could see both plays, and I would not be angry at either one of them. Doing river or doing GTG. I think they're both okay plays at this point.
Alright, so the biggest shenanigans, because Mera in chat asked, the seed has thrown our way so far, is this questionable hammer way of the hero for that we found in Death Mountain Trail. The only one check that could still be a way of the hero item there is Storm's locked. We know where Storm's is. It's on Ice Cavern, which is where Hells is headed. And well, the only hammer locked item we found so far is a claim check in Death Mountain Crater, which is a way of the hero location, but likely for the hook shot.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Especially with fire being light medallion, which in these settings is the only non-required. No, like there cannot be anything behind that medallion apart from the dungeon itself. Is that Spirit?
That's the last way of the hero, Spirit Temple.
Oh my god.
Which grotto was that?
River. Open.
Oh, River Grotto. Well then.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
I mean, 2 strengths, riding bean platform. Yes, we know we get a scale from adult lake.
Oh! Ooh. Sorry. Chloe just pointed out, and I forgot about this.
Frick!
Right?
Hammer to mirror.
And there's a strength.
Some fancy footwork, and this jump that is not supposed to be possible suddenly becomes very possible.
But interesting to note, while that is not in logic as adult, it is in logic as child, and we have a bomb bag, so that is an in logic strength, meaning that either that second strength that is in the Tech Grotto is our way the hero for strength 2 for spirit shenanigans, or it's Requiem, or both, and we'll just never know. Maybe both, probably both.
Anyway, Hammer to Mirror for Spirit Temple starts to seem likely. Ooh, big item in the map chest in Spirit Temple, in Forest Temple. That is Nero's Love. We don't need it. So Nero's Love is the spell in OTR that is the least often required in most race settings, because it just gives you a defensive cone around Link's body. There are very specific circumstances where that's useful, and can be logically required. Oh, well, never mind the magic on Skullmask then.
Oh no! This is what I was saying. Because what the hells will probably do mass trading sequence.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Unless he finds a bow here, in which case he'll bail and go forest. But that's huge. Another big chest.
Heck. Forest is... Oh! Okay,
my
Exo is just gonna be in Forest Temple for a while here.
God. All of that came... That's huge. That's huge.
Oh, Exo doesn't have... Yeah, Exo doesn't have the strength that What the Hell's found in River yet, so...
Yeah.
That's the one advantage on the side of What the Hell's, but... Okay, Spirit Temple Way of the Hero, that's the second copy. Both of those so far only seen by What the Hell's.
So here's the interesting thing. Based on our save spawn, that could be our first and only accessible bow. And be in logic.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this seed. I hate this seed so much.
Yeah, this is...
Wow.
With Song of Time being in Logic, this gives you access to the courtyard, and that is enough.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. That is
So
accessible logically based off of what we know, but it's only accessible with that save spawn, and because we know that Requiem is on OOT, and so we know that you are not going to be getting Song of Time by playing the song. So either What the Hell is going to have to cross the wasteland, get Song of Time to get the bow, or do some recoil strats, should that be the only accessible bow, and the other two bows being bow locked.
yeah, though What the Hell's has enough information to be able to even logically cross the wasteland. He knows where a magic meter is. He knows he has the Lens of Truth, and he has Epona to get there. So, well, for him, a long shot would be a required item to logically cross it, or hover boots. But he doesn't care. He can make it across the sand trap anyway.
Yep. And again, like, this is all assuming that is our only bow. There are 3 bows in the pool. The odds of that being the only bow are very rare, he says, as has seen crazier stuff happen. So, like...
Yeah, 2 bow-locked bows is not out of the question.
No, not at all. Not at all. You throw one of them in Spirit Temple, you throw another one in Ganon's Castle, and that's it. It's pretty easy to end up with this layout, ending up with 2 bows that are bow locked. Exodus crossing the quicksand river there. Usually that requires either hovers or long shot, but with proper placement and back walking, you can move fast enough to not sink in the quicksand and make it through.
Mm-hmm. That being said, walking backwards through the wasteland entirely out of logic, but who cares? You know you have Epona, that puts Gerudo Fortress and Gerudo Training Grounds more specifically, or more significantly, into logic. Here you go. Bunch of checks for you, especially once you have a hook shot and a bow.
Yep, and so this is
hover boots.
Yep, hover boots.
There's logic for What the Hell's.
So ice definitely required the seed, as Shadow is Spirit Medallion, so that is a required dungeon based off of the win condition that we have set for SGL.
Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't check his save spawn, What the Hell's will lose a bunch of time crossing the wasteland forwards. But he now knows that even without the save spawn, that is entirely in logic. Well, no, the hover boots are... The hover boots aren't in logic. He has the means. And... Gosh darn it! I completely lost my train of thought there. I blame 3 AM. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I honestly, What the Hell's is probably going to get Song of Storms and then end up going Child to bottom of the well, and we'll probably pick up magic via Skull Mask, and then be very angry when picks up the second magic in Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't we have a Gerudo Fortresses Baron?
Yes, we do.
Am I crazy? Okay.
Exo must have missed that hint. Ooh.
I was like, I feel like I saw that somewhere, but that assumes that I pay attention, isn't it? It's only 9:45 or 9:20 for me.
I mean, that's a strong assumption, Doctor. Oh,
honey!
Do you try again, or do you just orphan that check?
Now you try again. You hop on that horse and you scream some expletives that we can't say here on SpeedGaming Live, and you do it again. Yeah. What the house is almost certainly going to bottom of the well at this point.
Are you proving a point, Exodus?
I was like, maybe checking Death Mountain Trail would be the other thing. Or he's just going to go to fire and prove me completely wrong.
Yeah, Exodus was going to prove a point here. I think 1920 on the second attempt.
Is that what he got?
Yes.
I love you, Exodus. Amazing. Alrighty, here we go. Song of Storms Grotto. And then probably almost certainly into fire, should it not be here.
Yeah, that's what the hells will be guided to anyway. Exodus in Gerudo Training Grounds and immediately rewarded for entering that dungeon with a big chest, which is, big chest in the Storm's Grotto as well.
Really like that Furor's Wind.
Nope, that's not it. So that is a second slingshot for those who might not recognize the model. That is a Deku seed bag. Alright, so that is our hammer confirmed way of the hero. Into Fire Temple we go, question mark?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I was trying to figure out what the house was doing. He's setting Dampe time. So, what were you saying though?
Into Fire Temple we go, question mark. And what the hell's immediately saying, no, I'm actually going to be a child for a while here.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna get Magic Do Lens Mini. I don't know.
Probably, yes. I think
with the information
he has, I think that is reasonable, because you want to at least clear up, is the hammer really way of the hero for that claim check?
Yeah.
Yep. Or not.
The other thing that I was gonna say is, we know that Mirror Shield is in Fire Temple on Pierre. We can get to that right now. We think. It could be bow locked out, but possibly can be able to get to it based off of the items that we have. And we know that Spirit Temple is way the hero, but we don't know if that means Mirror Shield will be required. So I can also see like holding off, even like going and getting Mirror, because that's just 3 checks that are in Spirit Temple for way the hero spirit. So I don't disagree with this play. Highest density, chasing the Death Mountain Trail way of the hero.
He has Storms, and he's about to play that, so...
Yeah. We're still missing Letter, we're still missing Boomerang, we still need Dins, we still need Iron, so we're still quite a few items out of this seed.
Meanwhile, Exo is steadily progressing through Gerudo Training Ground, and has found a few keys so far. Wants to peek the maze, I think. Or might have seen that there's no big chests at center maze.
Yeah, I think that's what he saw.
More keys?
I don't think we found anything so far in GG.
Okay, Boomerang on 10 skulls.
Yep, and we already got a hint about 20 and 30, so we know that those aren't required at least. That's good. Yep, and here's what the house doing, Skull Mask. Which I think at this point in the seed, I think this is a fair time to do it.
Yeah. You're almost an hour into the seed, you know there's a magic there, you haven't seen height nor hair of the other magic meter. Yeah.
Yeah, you're already doing child. You're already coming to CAC to do bottom of the well. Anyway, I think this is a good time. Yeah, and I think it'll be nice for Exodus being able to leave the Feror's win here should he want to come back with Strength 2. Because I think that's really the only checks that he's missing at this point are the Strength 2 checks.
Yep.
And Toilet, but, you know, nobody cares about that check.
Nobody wants that to be anything.
Truly.
Okay, small key. Was that a big chest on the other side? Did I see that right? No.
I thought I saw that right. Sorry, I was yawning because and I don't know why I'm yawning. Like, by comparison, I should be fully awake, but here we are. This is the most wannabe useful, actually useless GGG. We'll see what's there in our other section of bottom of the well. But so far, not really anything.
We back? I think we're back.
Are we back?
Yeah.
All right. For a second, I thought you
little
fell
disconnect
asleep.
on my side.
I was like, well,
No.
he out.
Nope.
He tapped out.
You don't get rid of me that easily. It's 3:30 a.m. That's the time my my internet connection usually resets.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because it was 3:30 a.m. I was like, I would not blame you at all if you had fallen asleep. I would love you and tuck you in and give you warm milk and cookies. Just, you know, all the things. Just tuck you in.
Much appreciated. And I am all in favor of cookies.
Yeah. It's the pediatrician in me. Just tuck them in. Tuck them in at night. Proud of me for staying on topic, by the way, for an hour before I officially lost it.
Happy 1 hour, everyone.
I made it through the first hour.
And I think once we're 1 hour in, tradition dictates we should actually shout out everyone who's making this very stream possible. So thank you so much. Obviously to our runners for putting on a heck of a show. Follow them on Twitch. You see the URLs, their Twitch channels in chat right now. Also, thank you to our wonderful trackers, TJ, Shannock, and Xinja, for keeping us up to date on what the heck is happening in this seed. And finally, thank you to my co-commentator, Doc Heaps, for keeping me company this late at night.
That's me.
Yes, it is.
And of course, the wonderful Tobias, my co-commentator. All around. I was gonna say all around good friend and great pal, but you know, Slingshot was more important. So,
Slingshot, an inherently hilarious item.
Seed sucks. Where are items?
Good question. Haven't found him so far.
Right. Where's he going? Don't know. I don't know where what the hell is going. Chickens.
Oh, okay. We're being really thorough.
Oh, we're
What the hell's...
Delightfully
Can
thorough.
someone drill into what the hell's head, please? That he needs to check his safe spawns. Anyway, it's SGL settings. So chickens is actually not a bad check to do because, in their wisdom, the SGL admins have decided that 3 chickens is the correct number to collect in Kakariko.
Praise.
Indeed.
Exodus continuing on in fire. I think this is a good play for 2 reasons. I think for one, you're chasing that hammer away at the hero and saying screw Lens. I don't believe you. And 2, I think when you're playing up against somebody, are you kidding me?
Okay. We're gonna call that one a bailout. That gives Hells access to Forest Temple. Actually, Forest Temple completion.
Oh my god. He's gonna get magic after getting magic.
Oh,
like 2 chests later.
He's gonna be so bad.
Oh, this is great. What I was also gonna say is recognizing that What the Hells is one of the best Ocarina of Time randomizer players in the community. Just period. And so I think there's something to say gambling a little bit and saying, I want to try to get an edge up on What the Hells. Let me do a location that might not be the most favorable, but I feel like might pay out based off of what I know. And I think that's what Exodus is doing.
Do I believe the hammer is actually Way of the Hero for that claim check, for that Lens, for that one check which is Lens minigame, that I know is the only one that still logically could require that Lens? Or do I just say, screw it, I'm going to Fire Temple, I know Spirit is Way of the Hero, I know my Mirror Shield is in there, and I know I'm not continuing in Fire Temple right now.
Yeah.
Welp.
Alright, another big chest here. Sonic Storm is locked. Wow, these big chests suck.
Choose in big chests is a wonderful innovation for early game decision making. It makes the early game so much better. It gets annoying in late game.
Yeah. Here's Exodus, I think, going for Lens minigame.
Alright, get your guesses in chat, folks. I think if he makes it nighttime, I think we're gonna call that Lens minigame. Oh.
I think this is Dompe time into Lens minigame.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yup.
Yeah, I think you'd be very hard pressed to not do Lens minigame based off of where claim check was. Yep, Lens Dampe River. That's exactly what I was thinking.
So Kin, you need to add another letter to your guess right now. And here we go. That's magic for What the Hells. Kin's alright. And I'm immediately out. Heaps is still in.
Yes. Alright, then a left. That's how we roll. What the hell? Almost certainly going Forest after this. I wonder though, does he do? Yeah, he does. Game. Yeah, of course.
Right, left.
Of course he does.
Right, left, right.
I think we still have somebody in, right? VXR.
Nope.
Right, left, right.
Oh.
Right.
VXR missing by what? The 1 and 2. Oh darn.
What do we have? Is it Lens?
I'm gonna
wait.
What? It's a Goron tunic.
Wait.
That is. That can still logically push it to Fire Temple.
No, it can't because we have Wallet already.
Oh yeah.
Sphere 1. And What the Hells doesn't know that because he never did Goron City. So Exodus is really picking up some information here.
Yeah,
in the information game, Exodus is really going ahead. Sadly, GGG didn't have anything.
what the hell's is just thinking, really? I mean, really?
So Namaha, here's what happened. We found Way of the Hero in Death Mountain Trail. We know that Hammer is Way of the Hero. So far, the only thing that we found was in Death Mountain Crater, Way of the Hero, a claim check on the Death Mountain Crater Ferry. And Big Goron had Lens.
That is not true. We found something else in Crater Way of the Hero.
Yes, okay, yes, and we also found a hookshot in Death Mountain Crater. So that's where a little bit of this obscurity comes in about like, okay, what the hell is happening? Pun intended. But see, here's the wildest thing of all. We don't need Lens for crossing because the save spawn is in Desert Colossus for adult. So, what? So we don't need Lens for crossing the wasteland. Seems weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Get your tears for what the hells. Not even 5 minutes after picking up magic, we'll pick up magic.
That being said, What the Hell still has a strength upgrade over Exodus here and is actually able to complete Forest Temple.
Oh my god, he's also gonna pick up his other bow!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is great.
He's going to both love and hate the fact that he could have been here 20 minutes ago.
Yep. There's the magic.
There's the other magic.
Yep. Alright, Tobias. Tell me your layout in Forest. Where do you put your hook shot? Where do you put your Deku Nuts? Where do you put your bow?
Not like What the Hell's does. Bow belongs on the left. Bow belongs on the left C button. Hookshot belongs on the right. Deku Nuts always belong on the bottom C button.
Ooh, see, I'm opposite. I do hook on left, bow on right, Deku Nuts down.
I can live with that, but Deku Nuts always belong on down. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Sorry, I snickered inappropriately, and I had to refrain myself. So please, let's continue with literally anything.
As I was taking a sip of water, that joke landed. Okay. That unspoken joke.
Dear God, sometimes the doctor is a little bit inappropriate. And here's Bo. Just the most unfortunate placement of items with that Song of Time, where What the House could have gotten both of those and saved himself quite a fair change of time just by doing the save spawn.
What the Hell's got his bow from Anju? Chickens.
Yep. Exodus at this point has the strength, so should be going Forest here pretty soon. We didn't find anything in bottom of the well, correct? Sorry, we found a slingshot, chat. Okay, I acknowledge that we found a slingshot. I'm not actually acknowledging it, but for technicality purposes, yes, we found a slingshot. And there's the strength. But so Exodus can possibly bail. Wait, what was in the other Storm's Grotto? What did we find? There was a big chest there, right? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, DMT Storms had a slingshot as well.
Yeah, but Kokiri Forest also had a big chest.
Bomb juice.
Oh, that's right.
No, hovers were in Ice Cavern Freestanding Heart Piece.
Yep.
Again, this is one of those seeds that just gives you like 50 bomb chews and a bomb bag early on.
Yeah.
Because OOT Randomizer likes to give you either all of the explosives or none for the first 2 hours.
Just like none. This game looks chill. This game Tobias, is this game chill?
I think it's pretty chill.
I think this game is out for me. Beyond that, though, it's a very chill game. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I mean, it's at the same time it is very chill to play because it's a game that you probably know from your childhood. Like it's a game from 1998. I grew up with this game. It was my very first Zelda game. I loved it to bits. I still love it to bits. And the randomizer adds a new puzzle every single seed.
Mm-hmm. Did you know
that pushes a lot of good buttons in my brain?
Did you know that I never played this game until I had completed well over 200? Like, never completed it vanilla until I had probably beaten well over 200 rando seeds.
I did not, but I know you're not the only one.
Yep, I found Ocarina of Time Randomizer during a different tournament called Zelda Speedruns during their second season. Forrest, calm down! Stop it!
No, Forrest is going hard today. There's the other scale. Okay. That is with the information we have, that is water temple completion.
That's water. Yep.
Almost
and quite
90%.
Because we know that it's in Lake Hylia, which is where you're gonna have to go for water anyway. So. But yeah, I remember watching the Zelda Speedrun Season 2, and getting hooked, and then playing rando a whole bunch of times, and finally, after how many umpteen gajillion seeds, I was like, I should probably play this vanilla.
And then you learn all the conveniences that the randomizer gives you.
It's so nice. Fishing's amazing in rando. Fishing sucks in vanilla.
Yes, indeed, it's terrible.
It's so bad.
Also, you don't get your boots on the D-pad as a vanilla player, and you constantly have to menu to. Oh my God, Forest Temple, calm down.
Another? Seriously?
Sure.
Whatever. Fine. How many big chests is that at this point? How many?
Many.
Found?
We have magic. We have fire arrows. We have another bow. We have what else do we have?
Scale.
Yep. Scale. Exactly. So 4. I think. Oh, light arrows. 5.
Light arrows. 5. There's only 8 items in Forest.
Well,
there's 8 items and 5 keys, and I have never seen a more stacked Forest Temple. This is bonkers. Alrighty. So I think at this point it's fair to say that What the Hell's is in the lead, assuming he doesn't go to GGG. I think if he ever makes his way out to GGG, I think Exodus is going to pull ahead. Because I think that's really the difference at this point, is What the Hell's went Ice and got Hovers, Exodus went GGG and really only got Aurora's Wind.
On the other hand, Exo avoided the well so far.
True.
And also has a significant information advantage in that he knows the safe spawn for Adult, and he also knows that the Colossus song is Song of Time. Just in general has a bit more information about song locations than What the Hell's.
Yeah, and I think that's going to come into real big play should Rudo's Letter be in Spirit Temple, which it might, because it's a Way of the Hero location.
And we have, we know Spirit Temple is a required location, but neither runner has checked it so far, because neither runner has Requiem or Strength 2 to get in there without Requiem.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm a little bit on the curious and puzzled side, to see just how much that safe spawn might help or hurt. Because if he finds a letter somewhere else, oh, that was Bosky. I was like, is that another big one?
Well, it opens the door for another big chest down in the basement.
Yeah, should what the hell's find letter somewhere, not checking his save spawn is not really going to hurt him at this point. Lose a little bit of time because of that magic, lose a little bit of time because of that bow, but otherwise it's going to be fine. But if letter's in Spirit Temple, that is really bad for what the hell's.
I mean, the thing is, it's already really bad for what the hell's without that, because remember, there's a hook shot on the archway. And Exodus knows that, obviously. What the hell's has no idea about that. And also doesn't know where his Requiem is, and that it is on OOT.
Yeah. And you're right. What the hell's... At this point, what the hell's says, okay, it could either be an item in Desert Colossus or it could be the song. And missing Requiem may just push you to crossing the Wasteland vanilla.
By the way, that also, that second scale that we just got, together with the information that there is... that our first scale that we knew about is on top of the lab in Lake, means we have access to Tektite Grotto and Strength 2.
Yep. Yep, which is why I think what the hell's route at this point might be beat this, Serenade, get your scale, get your Strength 2, do all of GTG on your way to Spirit Temple. I can easily see that as kind of the next step for what the hell's.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Or you could check your gosh darn save point.
Or you could do fire. You know, that's fine too. But who wants to do Fire Temple? That's less fun.
True.
Nobody wants to do fire. Alrighty. Last opportunity for a big chest here. Of course, Fenaganon could be an important item, but it wouldn't show up in a big chest, so that's less fun. I want that dopamine rush, where I get a big chest and
your brain goes, ooh, big chest.
Yeah, and the little butterflies go, ooh, it's big. I wonder what it could be. And then the subsequent disappointment that
when you find the stone
yet
of
another slingshot. For me, it's always slingshot.
That's
I always
true.
find slingshots when I don't want them. I'm like, can you please stop.
It's small. Aww.
No little dopamine surges. That's not fun.
By the way, while our two runners are still both in Forest Temple, even though Forest Temple is not the napping temple today, I think I'm going to take the opportunity to plug something, which I have gotten gracious permission from the SGL admins to do, a charity thing that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, tell us more. What's going on?
Well, there's a charity race going on another channel in the OOTR community. That channel is called the Silver Gauntlets, and one of the two runners is me. We are running a crowd control race with all crowd control coin purchases going to the Trevor Project, and obviously any donations by the wonderful viewers that they might do outside of the crowd control points directly through Tiltify would also go to the Trevor Project, which is a charity providing mental health crisis intervention for LGBTQ youth. A wonderful charity that certainly deserves a bunch of support. So if you all want to come check that out tomorrow, that'd be 10 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. Central European time over on Twitch TV/The Silver Gauntlets.
Yeah, is there a way that we can, is there a way that we can get that link in chat so that way people can bookmark that and get it ready? I don't know if I have permission to post links, but if somebody here has that permission and could throw that in chat, That'd be awesome. So that way we can see y'all tomorrow and do some good in the community.
Because if there's one thing I know about the speedrunning community, is that they love charity.
Who doesn't love charity? Yeah.
Yeah. And they are awesome about supporting a bunch of wonderful charities. And I suggest we let the Trevor Project be one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as my little plug is, as, you know, as a pediatrician and get to see lots of people who, or help a lot of people with mental health, it is amazing to see so many good resources like the Trevor Project and to be able to see the good that they can do. It's just incredible to see and support that. So I'm excited for y'all. It's gonna be a good race tomorrow, and it's gonna be for a good cause. So I hope y'all just have so much fun.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Chat is gonna mess us up so hard.
I'm so proud.
Anyway, plug over, and so is what the hell's Phantom Ganon fight, and he is going the route that we predicted. Grabbing that scale, probably headed to grab his strength 2 and then onto the desert.
Yep. Oh, he can do lap dive. You're right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, and this play checks out from both a density perspective as well as pushing your way the heroes.
So just a side note, I just put that link in chat and it seems to have not been deleted. So that's the channel you can bookmark for tomorrow. And
good.
I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, off to Tech Grotto.
I think Chad did have a good suggestion though. If you know where Mirror Shield is and you know that Hammer is Way of the Hero, well, okay. For what the hells, he does not know for certain that Lens is not required for crossing. So I can see the argument of I use Hammer to get Lens to cross the wasteland. But there's also an argument to say, like, is it just for fire? Do I do fire first, get my Mirror Shield, and then I know for certain I can full clear Spirit in one go? Should I be able to, you know, get enough keys without having to reach outside?
Really good question. That being said, I just learned, or I just remembered that What the Hells didn't even know about that strength in Tektite Grotto until just now. He peeked down there before he jumped in.
Oh, he did! That's so true! Well, there you go. Unbeknownst to us, he is a routing god. Which shouldn't surprise anyone at this point.
No, it should not.
Definitely his last field check, and I agree with you that going lake to there makes sense. But to Tobias's point, everything that we had said afterwards about going to GGG, going to Spirit, knowing that he had strength 2 was a misnomer because he didn't actually know it was strength 2.
Well, he does now.
Yeah, yes, he does. What I was going to say is no shiz bucket, but then I had to stop myself because I didn't want to say shiz bucket.
Well, now you did. Twice.
Shiz bucket.
Thrice. Anyway.
So this is just going to be... I'm so intrigued to see how this race is going to finish out because we still are far from over. Oh, are we getting quick kill? Oh, I was so excited. There's a way to do basically a one cycle Phantom Ganon with Master Sword. Involving
by pinning him behind the railing.
Exactly. Phantom Ganon not being the nicest to Exodus today, though. We've all been there.
Yep. I normally just... So what I found is that Phantom Ganon will shoot one energy ball from up high, and then he will come back down if you just don't play tennis with him. So I just jump out of the way of that first energy ball after getting him down to the ground the first time, and that way I can get a consistent 2 cycle on him at least. That's the newbie strat. Obviously, Exodus is more than capable of just 0 cycling him, like you described earlier.
I laugh. I've probably played. God, I can't even throw out a number anymore. I've been playing Rando for almost 3 years now. God, that's wild. Died to Phantom Ganon like a month ago. And I wanted to cry because I was like, I don't remember the last time I died to Phantom Ganon. But sometimes he's just a bully, and sometimes he just makes you cry.
Sometimes he just decides, nope, today is not a day I take any prisoners.
So I had one of those days, and it was one of those seeds where, you know, you're already kind of playing off execution wise, and then I died to Phantom Ganon, and I just said, you know what, forfeit. I'm over this seed. I'm done. Nope, no. Yeah, I think Exodus almost certainly goes Spirit Temple after this. Dig Spirit Temple.
Yep.
Any day, Wolfos. Any day.
Take your time, though.
Yeah, it's no rush. No rush. Alright, there's the gold scale for Exodus. Gonna do the exact same thing. Oh, no, lap dive.
Oh, yeah. Lap dive is something what the hells didn't do.
So new check here.
No. Okay, we saw the Skokiri sword from Exo before. Let's see what lap dive has. So here's what the hell's losing a bit of the advantage he had in terms of finishing Forest Temple earlier than Exo. Or giving back that advantage by doing the same checks that Exo has done, and we know is are nothing.
Yep. Just waiting to see what those funds are. Nothing. So it's looking like GTG is a bust at this point. You're gonna get Furor's Wind, which honestly it's gonna help with the hells, because not having Requiem, not having Mirror Shield, actually it'll help both runners at this point. Because it'll allow them to set Furor's Wind in Spirit Temple should that Mirror Shield be required. And then they can just drop that, go get their Mirror Shield, come back nice and quick, get whatever they need out of Spirit Temple, and go from there. So, it won't be for nothing, but it's definitely not, with how dense this is, it definitely sucks to clean this entire dungeon and not find anything of use. Yep.
There are 22 checks in GTG, 9 of them are keys. Yeah. So 13 item checks in total. And walking away with nothing here doesn't feel good.
I was about to say, oh, sorry. Ooh, pull it together, heaps. I was about to say, I have been shocked that some of our most dense locations, Deku Tree, DC, Bottom of the Well, GTG, have all been barren. That hardly ever happens. And
not even hinted barren, just straight up had nothing in them, except slingshots.
Don't say it, TJ. Also, I'm being harassed by chat because it is apparently 4 a.m. somewhere else that's not here. And
yes, hi, here. Right here.
I'm not allowed to be tired.
No, being tired is forbidden when it is only 10 p.m. for you, apparently.
But I'm an old man. I had to work today.
You also work in a hospital, so you know what? You are excused.
Perfect. It's hard work. Everyone was sick. I mean, that's kind of part of the course of being in a hospital, but, you know, you're right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. At this point, almost certain, Exodus is going to play a song. Save quit out of here. Go to GGG. There's the song. Save quit coming up.
Was hammer chest a key? I think it was a small chest-ish.
I know it is. Oh god, sorry.
I don't
thought it was
recall.
a small chest. I
think it was a junk item. I don't think it was a key.
Yeah, so where are we at in this? So Exodus is a head walking into spirit, but what the hell has hovers? Is that the only difference?
At this point, I think that is the only information difference, except what the hell's knowing that bottom of the well is also dead. Remind me, did Exodus ever do Ice Cavern?
Exodus has not done ice. Exodus has done fire. He's also done things like he did Child Goron City, he did Zora's Domain. So he's done some of those smaller checks, whereas What the House has done ice and bottom of the well. And I think that's it. Yeah, TJ, he did the loop, he checked near the Goron, and then he did the 2 checks in the big lava room. Is where he stopped.
And I think that was because he was locked out or something? I'm not sure.
Shouldn't have been. He had hammer at that point.
Yeah, then he can't have been locked out.
Oh, he got boss key and 2 small keys, so he had to be Volvagia. Interesting.
Okay. It didn't feel like it, apparently.
I support bailing, then. If you have to be Volvagia, hell no.
Yeah, you probably exhaust every other hammer check in the game before you commit to an unhinted light medallion fire temple. Yeah. Oh, hi, are you just a way of the hero item? No.
Just more bomb juice. Hooray! I love this seed. And so this is where What the House is going to learn that Requiem is in fact required.
Yep. That slingshot on the arch leaves 0 room for interpretation.
Yep. So, and knowing that it's also Song of Time is our song, and it looks like nothing that we need so far is Song of Time locked. Oh, there's another big chest.
Yep, that's a hook shot. You saw that right, what the hell's.
Yep. And again, they are just a letter away, so it's really not that bad.
Exo picking up that small key first, and then finding, okay, that's your likely way of the hero.
Interesting.
There's a 90% chance that is DLC. Because both scales are available to our runners.
Yeah. And also, to our knowledge, that is double scale locked. Until we find that 3rd strength.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's double scale locked. Fun.
I'm gonna put air quotes around that word.
It's Ocarina of Time. It's always in air quotes. We're masochists who justify our existence by playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer.
We're not magic locked in, or logically magic locked in Spirit Temple.
Not that I can see.
No, that was a statement of fact. We didn't have a useful item on the map chest. Oh, another big chest in the child time.
Do we know about Sunblock Room?
Not yet.
Okay.
We found Iron Boots, Cooper. And there's
it
Rudo's
is.
letter.
There
That's
it is. Get out.
both of
Yep,
those are
run.
viable way of the hero candidates. But that gives you the rest of the game.
So
Acceptance fire.
So question.
Possible
Hammer?
answer.
Question mark?
Din's fire. Answer.
But like where?
Fire.
It's gotta be.
Or mirror shield lock. That would be the worst case.
Yeah, and I think that's what you do. I think you do Jabu. You get your Requiem. I think you plant your long shot. Get your long shot. Why is he in water anyway?
That is my question. I am not agreeing with his water play.
I just realized that. I think he just assumed that because he got letter that he has long shot, which, by the way, I have done before. It's like where you get all the all the items that you need to get.
He has
ZL.
seen that hook shot. He has seen it twice. I could see it.
Yeah, it's like when you think that you have ZL because you've got everything you need to get the song, but you haven't actually gotten the song yet. And so you go into a fairy fountain and try to play ZL, but it doesn't actually happen because you still haven't gotten Zelda's Lullaby yet.
That could never happen to me. What are you talking about?
Right? That's how I feel like this is. It's probably like, oh yeah, I got everything that I need to beat Water Temple or to get my long shot, and then you go do water, and then you're like, oh wait, I don't actually have a long shot.
But also, as TJ points out, you can do this without long shot. You can do everything from Exo's perspective, except central bow target and central pillar.
Yep, and it's true. That is all.
Sorry, central bow target and Morpha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is what the hell's continuing here?
Oh, interesting. Might go higher and then place Florors.
We'll see.
The only reason I speculate about this decision is, yes, while you can do Water Temple at this point, what I think about is you have everything you need to be able to get long shot. So why delay getting?
Because you need to go child. For that. I mean, you also have the equipment to just complete Jabu, though.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like why wouldn't you just
segment.
go Jabu first, get your long shot, and then come back and do water afterwards? And that's
sure.
why, yeah, and that's why I think it might have been one of those that he will realize that he doesn't have long shot, thinking that he did based off the items that he's gotten.
Yeah, I think he's aware.
Yeah, because
It's not really losing. This is not losing time. You are doing checks that you need to do anyway. Oh, safe quit. Where are we headed? Well, what the hell's is doing everything he can in Spirit Temple before committing to grabbing that mirror shield from fire. Being a bit more thorough than Exo here. That makes sense to me. There's a few more comparatively quick checks to be had.
Yep, exactly. And Exodus bailing is what I was going to comment on. Because he doesn't have long shot or hovers, there are actually things that he cannot check in here. And so because of that, there are even more locations inaccessible to him. And just generally speaking, it's just going to take longer on the routing if you don't have long shot, just because you can't move as quickly. And so I agree with you, like it's a location he has to do anyway. So like, sure, definitely see the argument of dipping. But if you could do it more efficiently and in one trip, you would save yourself, you could save yourself 30 seconds to a minute that way. So it's just that is my only argument for doing Child Spirit or doing Jabu first, getting your long shot, and then going back afterwards. Have I been proven wrong before? Absolutely. Is there a chance that Exodus could have just found Din's Fire in there and would have been done? Yeah, totally. But I think from my perspective, that's how I would have played it.
We have that. We still have that unresolved Way of the Hero hammer. And that could just be for Mirror Shield in Spirit. I mean, but the thing is, the Spirit Way of the Hero is double fulfilled. You have Iron Boots, you have Rudolph's Letter. Both of those on their own are absolute Way of the Hero items. They are hard required to beat the seed. So, what more can there be in Spirit? Could be Din's Fire.
Yeah.
But then what do you do with the hammer?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, at this point. So what the hells will be Jabu? Will beat Water. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he goes into Fire Temple after that. I think would be kind of the next step of progression based off of what he has and what he's missing. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where these runners go after Jabu and after Water, as they're kind of looking for their last item, which would be Din's Fire. And again, Exodus is going to save a little bit of time here because he has already done Zora's Domain. What the Hells is going to be going through and cleaning this, so going to lose just a little bit of time treading over ground that Exodus has already done. Yeah, the other interesting thing, as I see, discussions about Lens in chat, the other thing is that What the Hell's found a Goron tunic in Lens minigame and has yet to find a wallet. And so there's also is this possibly Goron tunic for Fire Temple, which could be fulfilled by that Lens of Truth as well. We know it's not, but could appear to be, based off of what the House knows and what the House has collected so far. Okay, now Tobias is officially fallen asleep.
No, he is not.
We're gonna rock him. We're gonna rock him to bed.
But he's not asleep. ASMR stream. No, we're not doing that. Anyway. Wait a minute.
Huh.
How did what the hell? Oh, yeah, okay. I had to look something up for a moment here and basically missed what the hell's retreading some ground that Exo has already done, right? The Zora's Domain checks. I see.
Yep, that's exactly it. So just a little bit of time that he's going to lose based off of things that Exodus has already done. I think those hover boots, though, are really going to hurt Exodus here.
They're clutch. Dodging Ice Cavern is often a play that can save you a bunch of time. If you realize, hey, I don't actually need that Song of Storms. And I'm going to gamble that Song of Storms is the only item that I'm going to find in Ice Cavern. What are the odds? It's just 2 more checks that I don't know about.
What are the odds?
Exactly. The odds are high enough for one of those 2 checks to be hover boots.
Yeah.
Is the answer in the seed.
I will say the other thing that Exodus has done that What the House hasn't is picked up beans, which we know are required this seed. So What the House is going to have to prioritize some river time as a child to be able to go back and get that. Where Exodus did that all in their Zora's River domain first trip through.
I mean, it's not too bad for what the hell's to just walk back into Zora's domain from Fountain after beating Jabu. But it is 2 minutes that Exodus is going to gain here, basically.
Exactly.
But again, that a lot of that is counterbalanced by the fact that he does not have hover boots.
I just was enjoying watching Exodus desperately look for that last Shabam, Shazam.
Shabam, I think. Yeah, that's
Shabam?
That's the name of those. Bubbles, which are not called bubbles because for some reason the hovering skulls are called bubbles.
Called bubbles, which is amazing. It makes me so happy. The thing that literally looks like bubbles is not called bubbles.
I have the assumption that they were a rather late addition to the game, at which point the name Bubble was already reserved for those hovering skulls.
I think that's what happened, actually. That sounds right.
Time to beat up a few stingers, because that's what those things are called.
Shaban means soap.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go.
So it seems madness, yet there's method in it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't need that one.
Whatever. No.
Oh no. No, you just left Rudo behind.
No, honey. Waifu.
Actually, she's gonna be standing right where he needs her in the lobby.
Yeah, that's fair.
Micro optimizations.
I love using Rudo's booty to defeat that stingray right there on the right.
Mm-hmm. Same damage value as a pot, which is enough for those stingers.
Yeah. I had a race recently where I accidentally jump slashed in the big octo room and broke a stick, and I only had 4 sticks.
Oh dear.
So I had to defeat Baronade with the pot on restream, and I was just like, why? Why is this my luck? Thank God I got it in first pot, but it is scary. It is nerve-wracking.
I will be quite honest. I wouldn't even think about using a pot to inflict that last bit of damage on Baronade. I would just panic.
Just like,
And that, kids, is why Heaps plays top 64 and I play Scrubs.
Woohoo! That's me. He says he admits to dying to Phantom Ganon, in the last 30 or so days. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Shannock, no, don't do it.
Yeah, make him do pots.
For the benefit of VOD watchers later on, chat is just conspiring to take away items via crowd control later today.
What better way to learn the game than to have to play outside of your comfort zone? Like no sticks, or no shield, or no health, or one-hit KO. Like that's how you grow as a runner. And make lots of money for charity.
I mean, that's the important bit.
And make lots of money. It was funny. These two runners were laughing earlier about how they were the old guard of the Ocarina of Time randomizer. Both of these runners have been playing Ocarina of Time for years. Quasi, I think what the hell has played for almost 10 years now, between randomizer and just speed running. And so you want to talk about some of these old-fashioned strats. Grabbing the box is one of them. That is very much within what we would call the boomer strats.
You know, box skip is not a simple trick. It's pretty darn precise. What the hell is going to show us how it works?
Yep.
I certainly prefer just going for grabbing the box, because box skip is only a time gain if you actually get it right the first time. Second time, it's about equal time with just grabbing the box. And third time and up, you're actually losing time.
Yep. It's frame perfect, but you can pause buffer it, which is why it's not as terrible of a trick. Very similar to what we would call B1 skip in Deku Tree. But it's not bad when you can pause buffer it. Do I grab the box every time? Absolutely. 100%. I don't want to deal with that garbage. But yeah, it's in theory, it's not terrible. It's not in the hardest OOT tricks that exist. There are much harder tricks out there. See also the current any percent route.
Yeah. Just wrong warp to castle collapse. No big deal.
God, that still blows my mind how cool any percent is right now. From a theoretical perspective, I think watching runs is a different story, but I think from a how it works in theory, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, so from the perspective of just how broken this game is by now, as in, not that it's bad, it's just broken in terms of understanding very well how the code inside the game works. It's really impressive.
Did you... Oh, go for it.
And just the precision of the techniques required and how consistently top runners can produce these amazing techniques. Yeah, they've been putting some hours into that.
Have you by chance seen it? Was it a year ago? I feel like it was over a year ago. There was a GDQ of Paper Mario, and the newest the fastest way to beat Paper Mario, and I'm trying to remember which Paper Mario in particular, but the fastest way is actually to boot up Ocarina of Time, do SRM, create your code, cartridge swap into Paper Mario, and then using the SRM you created in Ocarina of Time, glitch Paper Mario, execute the code, and beat the game faster than they can do with just the game itself. It's amazing.
I have not seen that before.
It's so cool. Yeah, it is.
That
it
is very
the fastest way to beat Paper Mario is to start the game by not playing Paper Mario. And so what happened is that the runner mentioned, a very experienced Paper Mario runner mentioned that they had to go and learn how to speedrun Ocarina of Time, because once they figured out the trick, he's like, well, shoot, I don't know how to speedrun Ocarina of Time, but I know how to speedrun Paper Mario, and so I had to learn how to speedrun Ocarina of Time so that way he could pull off the SRM to be able to do Paper Mario faster. Really cool. It's called Stop and Swap. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, and it's phenomenal.
That is amazing.
It's so cool. It blew my mind when I watched it.
Should we talk a bit more about the seed that's actually happening and that we're supposed to commentate?
Oh, are things happening again?
I mean, both of them have beaten Baronade. Exo has already picked up Requiem of Spirit, which he's playing right now. So is What the Hell's just doing that. Has not gone to the bottom of river so far to get beans.
What the Hell's did pick up beans. He just got them.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he did. He did the Frogs 1, so Frogs in the Rain. Picked up beans.
Oh, right.
Requiem.
Gonna plant the bean in the Colossus area here, grab the long shot, and then, time for Water Temple?
Yep. And Exodus did dip Child Spirit. Didn't find anything of note, so got out of there. But did dip. 31 bomb chews. Good gracious.
Yeah. Have all of the explosives, says this seed. Looks like this item doesn't work here. Game!
Yeah, right?
Please.
I love that trick there from Exodus's side. I call it the elevator. Where you using your long shot and some kind of precise placement can be able to skip floors from first to second and second to third without having to change the water level. It's really nice.
It's awesome. It's more precise than it looks.
Yeah, but I've coined the term the elevator just because it's what it feels like as you're, rocketing upwards. You're just kind of taking the elevator up the floor. So we might see a save from here from Exodus. Yep, there's the save. The reason why is this chest coming up requires 2 keys. And if there's not the boss key in here, he's going to want to use those keys for the other checks in Water Temple.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we save Scum.
Yep. To answer your question, TNT, yes, Fire Temple is hovers locked. And we know that because we found a boss key and 2 small keys, meaning we don't have enough small keys to keep climbing in fire until we beat Volvagia. Meaning that we need hover boots to keep climbing in Fire Temple. So it is, in fact, hovers locked. Oh, we found 3 small keys in boss key. Alrighty. I lied.
Well, in that case, we could actually keep climbing. We just don't want to.
Got it. I thought it was. I had misunderstood. I thought it was because we were out of small keys, not that he elected to leave. So that is my bad.
Happy 2 hours though.
Yeah, it is. And so you know what time it is.
Time for shoutouts?
Time for shoutouts.
Thank you so much to our runners, What the Hell's Happened, and Exodus for putting on an amazing show. Please follow them on Twitch. They play OOTR, they play a bunch of other games as well. Always entertaining to watch either of them. Thank you also, of course, to our amazing tracking team, TJ, Xinja, and Shannock. Thank you to our setup volunteer, who is... Right now, I actually don't find the name. So thank you to my co-commentator, Doc Heaps.
That's me. And
That's
also,
you.
Thank you to my co-commentator, Tobias. Doing amazing. And as we're doing quick shout-outs, I just want to let everyone know, regardless of the results of this race, it is a best of 3. And so there will be a game 2 tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I believe that is 5 p.m. your time over there in Tobias.
That is correct.
We'll start 15 minutes after the hour just because of the stream delay, because this is a race. However, more Ocarina of Time randomizer action going on. Finally, as mentioned, over on the French side of things, on SpeedGaming fronts, I don't speak French, so French, Francais. Thank you. I speak Spanish, not French. We've got Barbu and Just Sam who are doing commentary over there. So two also incredible human beings, good friends, and part of the French community.
And finally did find the name of our setup volunteer who's making sure all the tech is working in the background. Diesel Pilot, thank you so much for helping make this restream happen.
I'm proud of the French community of restreaming it 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, the Quebecois exist.
That's that's fair. That's you right. I neglected the French Canadian community.
That wasn't the plan. Exo wanted to climb onto that dragon statue or rather get climbed on by get basically deposited on the head of that dragon statue by the virtue of it just coming down as he hits the hookshot target. Didn't quite get that right. Had to recalibrate, reset. Wonky physics. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I'm a big fan of that strat that Exodus did. I really do like the sidewalk side slash strat. It's a little bit on the slower side. Deconuts is faster. Deconut and jump slash is faster, but it's very consistent. Especially when you have big Goron swords. So if you're ever struggling with that, Exodus' strat there is clean, it's fast, and it's consistent. So definitely one to learn.
I mean, what more is there to add? River just has the boss key.
Yep.
So, hard required Song of Time. But I think we knew that earlier. We had a few items. Oh no, two keys in GTG on the right side of the maze.
Yeah, and not bad given the fact that they could get Requiem before needing to beat water, and I guess what the hell's crossed even before then. So both of which were able to get Song of Time in a reasonable fashion. Yeah, I guess at this point it's where do you go next?
That's the question, I think. I think my choice would be, as bad as it feels, to beat Volvagia and then go back into Fire Temple.
Yeah.
Just follow up on that hammer.
I think especially in Exodus' shoes where he hasn't found anything off of hammer so far of value. He knows that Len's minigame gave him Goron Tunic, but already has a wallet. Crossing the Wasteland, we already know isn't required based off of the save spawn, as well as our, being able to access Requiem without having to. Well, actually, no, we needed a letter, but like knowing the save spawn. So at this point, Exodus knows that he hasn't found anything to progress the seed with hammers. So what the hell is not so much because that letter to him seems like it was across the Wasteland, when in fact the save spawn makes that not so.
Yep. That being said, I think. Oh, hello. That suddenly probably changes the equation. I think Ganon's Castle, now that we can full clear it, is a reasonable choice over Fire Temple.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That being said,
yeah, Ganon's castle. You're right. You're absolutely right.
actually, I'm second guessing myself here because you have this hammer that's pointing you towards Fire Temple, and I mean, from what the health side, it could also be just for access to the claim check, for lens, for something like that. But you have this hammer pointing you towards Fire Temple, but still, Ganon's castle is so check dense and pretty quickly done as well. It might still be a reasonable choice.
Fire. Yep.
Fire. Yeah.
Yep. I don't hate this play.
Nah.
Because
It's
Exodus does have that information. I was thinking for a second Exodus might go ice based off of playing Bolero, just because that is our fastest way to get to Ice Cavern with the items that we have and the songs that we have. I hate missing that jump slash. Can I just say that? I hate missing that jump slash. It always feels so bad.
Yeah, annoying when it happens.
Right?
So that strength 3, by the way, is hard strength 2 lock because that's because those iron boots were behind. Well, hard. It's logically strength 2 lock because those iron boots were behind the strength 2 block in Spirit Temple.
Yep. And so in this case, honestly, it could have been either Silver Gauntlets or Requiem that was the way of the hero. Both of which I think can be way of the hero in the seed. We needed a Requiem for long shot. We needed silvers to be able to get irons to eventually get gold. So, does it matter? Nah, not at this point. Nobody cares anymore. But it's just interesting. I just think it's interesting. I mean, because it's not going to change anything.
That's not gonna be enough.
Aww.
Oh, fairy.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
interesting. I think
Hey,
chat pointed out. Surprised that he didn't pick up the Goron tunic, seeing that he looked at it. That's fine. You know,
He stood in front of the chest with the Goron tunic. I was like, no thanks.
Yep, life as it were will go on. Really fun ground jump there. Oof. As you're ground jumping, pull out the bomb and shield flick it. Oh,
The tech.
it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so fire, is it just near shield? Or are we gonna finally find something of a little bit more value and use here? Nothing so far. I am almost certain one of the keys was hammer locked. But chat and Tobias, you're gonna have to correct me because I don't remember what happened.
I think there must have been a hammerlock key because we saw 3 keys and a boss key.
Yeah. So there was a hammerlock key. Okay, somebody who was paying attention more than me. Which
that 46 choose on Exodus' side?
Is it
It's
really?
getting ridiculous.
Oh, I love
That is an unreasonable amount of explosives.
it definitely.
Exo?
Exodus. That's a small key.
What's the plan here?
Ice. But why leave? if I was Exodus, I would have at least gone to Mirror Shield. If I was going to bail, I would have at least gone to Mirror Shield.
Pierre is literally 2 rooms over. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think I would have gone to Mirror Shield.
On the other hand, this man plays in the grand finals of SGL 2022 online, and we don't. So
that's, you're not wrong.
Oh. Does he have enough information now to presume that you can reach the pillar and hammer the pillar down? Now you know that fire isn't hover locked?
I mean, yes, and
I'm not sure about the play. Certainly something we should ask about in the interview.
Yeah. I think there is a reason he peeked and left. I just think it's interesting. I don't know if I would have done that myself. And also, to Tobias's point, Exodus is in the grand finals, and I'm not so like I'm not gonna.
He's gonna have a reason. He's gonna have a reason for that. I'm just curious to hear it.
Yep. And as predicted, What the Hell's going to Inside Ganon's Castle. Fabulous play. Drop Furor's Wind in here. Basically can full clear this with everything that he's got.
Yeah.
And it's your highest check density.
It's just, you don't want to commit to a Light Medallion Fire Temple, and if from What the Hell's perspective, the Way of the Hero Hammer is just barely fulfilled by that claim check. So,
yeah, and it all hinged on the fact that Rudo's letter was in Spirit Temple, because that means that Requiem was that Requiem required adult spirit access, which in What the Hell's mind that involves crossing. However, we know that it is just a safe spawn.
Yep. And hence why Exodus made his way into Fire Temple, and What the Hell didn't, but I am still curious why Exodus left. We'll see. Gotta find that out.
And I think Gav's pointing out something important here. There is still one more check that Exodus hasn't done in Death Mountain Trail. That is Storm's Locked. We know that it's a slingshot because we have the advantage of watching 2 different runners. That might also be on Exodus's mind before he commits too hard.
There's the bigger on sword for What the Hells. Automatic 30-minute time save.
Right? Just like out the gate. I think should Exodus, and there's hovers, should Exodus go to bottom of the well, I think that will push Exodus behind quite a bit. Is my one concern.
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure if he goes to bottom of the well. I think he just wants to confirm the hammer is actually Way of the Hero in Death Mountain Trail before committing to deep fire.
Yeah.
A curious choice when you're halfway up fire. Even if you don't go up to Mirror, you could at least open a shortcut. I am curious. I'm curious what the decision-making process here looked like. Let's not dwell on that too much. What the Hells has found the second bait big chest in inside Ganon's castle, which was a wallet.
Yeah. Well, there's this second wallet. That's nice. Less important, but it's that's the one downside to Ocarina of Time Randomizer. There's a lot of items that you look at and you go, I don't care about this. Like, I don't want this.
Yes, it's a major item. No, thank you.
Yes, Segway Speed Racer. That is correct, or at least what we think. And the reason why is because Adult Spirit had Rudo's letter.
As well as
Rudo's
the Iron
letter,
Boots.
as well as the Iron Boots. Yeah. Definitely the Iron Boots. But specifically when it comes to like crossing logic, had letter. Letter locks Requiem. And so Requiem is not available without going to Adult Spirit first. And the problem is that for the 99.9% of seeds, that means crossing the wasteland. However, because our save spawn was in Desert Colossus, this is one of the few exceptions where the logic assumes that you can do Adult Spirit without crossing the wasteland and without Requiem, which doesn't happen often at all.
That's probably 1 in 1,000.
Yeah. Which is why it appears as if that lens is required for crossing, but why we keep saying that despite having lens, we didn't need it to be able to access Adult Spirit for letter for Requiem.
Here's what the hell's dropping Ferrari's wind.
Yeah. And it's just it's the way that What the Hell's plays doesn't often change or check his save spawn if he has good warp songs. What are the odds that my warp song is this stupidly specific piece of logic or this incredibly niche location that's actually going to be helpful? And this is one of the rare circumstances where it is.
Gavaroni in chat is pointing out that the changes to randomized spawns logic that actually makes the Colossus spawn possible are fairly new. So that might also just be something that What the Hells, as a player with many seasons of OOTR knowledge or OOTR history and certain, do I call it set ways or certain just a bunch of experience that points him and some reflexive knowledge, I would say, or instinctive knowledge nowadays. It's just not something that he's thinking about.
So, and this is where we were commenting of just kind of an unfortunate time loss here. Did Exodus pick up another fairy?
I'm not sure.
Nope.
Wants to pick up Goron, wanted to equip Goron tunic only to find, oh no, I never picked that up.
Yeah.
And I think now it's What the Hell's turn to dip into Fire Temple.
Yeah, I think that's very unfortunate that Exodus was literally at the chest that had the Goron tunic and just didn't open it up.
I mean, he has the money to buy one. He literally just needs to walk out of here.
And the other quite interesting thing is that if you look at the difference in health, there's quite a big difference between the two. Exodus is still at 4 hearts, whereas What the Hells is now at 8.
Exodus has decided very early on to not open any more small chests.
Chad, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I personally am a 5-heart runner. I will open small chests until I get to 5 hearts. Just because the safety of being able to do places like this and just like breathe, because I'm like, okay, I have enough health to get through all the places that I need to survive an Iron Knuckle hit. Like, I personally feel a lot safer with 5 hearts, but that's me. But making it on 4 hearts, that's a strong feat. Not the easiest thing to do to make it in 32 seconds, but Exodus did it nice and clean.
Yep, that is. It requires some precision and some finagling. Well, what else can we say? What the hell is now following in Exo's footsteps, and
yeah, I think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be fairly close, honestly.
yes, but it's still Exo's game to lose. Exo has a half a fire temple advantage on what the hells.
Yeah. But I think part of that time is Furor's Wind.
That's true.
Because What the Hell's already has that placed in Ganon's castle, and already has that climb portion done. So I think while it looks that Exo is much further ahead in fire than What the Hell's, there's still that little bit of time that What the Hell's has already done on the back end by doing Ganon's castle. So it's hard for me to say right now just how far ahead Exodus might be. If that makes sense.
By the way, from my point of view, from the view of a less experienced runner, I would say 6 to 7 hearts is when I just about feel confident that I can do everything the seed throws at me. But most of the settings I play in don't have CSMC on. So that's not even a concern. I mostly finish seeds around 10 to 12 hearts because of that.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, that acronym, CSMC stands for Chest Size Matches Content. So exactly what you're seeing here on Exodus Size, that big chest with the pretty border, indicates a unique item. Unique items can be anything from required items like bows, hook shots. They can be things like Stone of Agony. They can be things like the trade sequence, and they can even be things like bomb juice.
Exo was pausing for a moment there, deciding or thinking about whether or not to continue in Fire Temple, and has decided not to. Dropped down the hole as if he wanted to do the last few checks up here. And is now back in the Desert Colossus to presumably finish clearing his way of the Hero Spirit Temple.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't know. I don't know if I love it. I don't hate it, though.
I disagree.
I think I would have gone and done at least the two more checks. I think I would have gone and done Compass Chest and High Score on.
Yeah, because Hammer Chest was hinted and was a small key. So at that point you have full cleared Fire Temple, and that would really not have been much of an extra investment here. This was Exo's 3rd fire dip. So at that point, my mind says I just want to be done with Fire Temple. Good lord.
Yeah. In the very off chance that it is one of those last few checks up there and not the Mirror Shield. Which, is it more likely the Mirror Shield? Absolutely. And I think this is definitely an trying to push that, especially now that we're 2.5 hours in. Just would suck if it was in those last 2 checks. So, because if it's not this next chest, you're basically committing to Twin Roba.
Yep. So let's see what the hell decides to do. He tends to be a bit more thorough than Exodus in his playstyle. So I can see him just committing to clearing the rest of Fire Temple here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thinking, I'm chasing this hammer at the moment. I got 2 Way of the Hero items from Spirit Temple.
Imagine if it's just here. There's no
Oh,
there's no way, right? There's no way.
Are you freaking kidding me?
There's no way.
Oh my god.
I hate this game.
This game. Why do we play this game?
It sucks. Yep. What the hell's was 1 check away from getting that?
Yep, that is go mode for EXO. 1 more dungeon to clear, which is a Shadow Temple. Go mode Shadow Temple is also known as Shadow Temple. Because, yeah, there's not much you can skip. Best case, you can skip the very back room if you find an early small key.
Do we know if there's any small keys from the 2 peaks that he's done, or are we key locked out?
In Fire Temple?
Yeah.
I don't think you can be key locked out at this point.
Well, key locked out, aka go be Bobagia to get a small key. I don't remember. There must be a small key. Okay. Because he's jumping down. The seat sucks. There's Navi just wanting to say hello. Yeah, I think at this point, even if What the Hell's goes straight to Spirit after this, I think EXO's enough in the lead.
Yeah.
That he's got the advantage walking into this final push of the seed.
I was just asking, though I had my mic muted so you can't hear it, or couldn't hear it. What does a universe look like in which What the Hell's pulls this back? And I think there aren't many.
Yeah. I think the universe was What the Hell's having gone just 1 check further in Spirit Temple.
Yeah.
Because he had the keys to be able to do so, but it was 1 singular check. And already had things like letter and irons, but did do things like the iron knuckles. So, yeah. I think this is just a little bit too thorough, a little bit too late, especially in the setting that really didn't need that mirror shield at the end of the day.
We are being reminded that no, he didn't have the keys to do so. There was a key child side that he would have needed.
He should have still had 3 keys though. That's all you need without because you just need 1 to get past the early adult, you need 1 to get past the main lobby, and then you need 1 to do the final climb. As long as you don't do any child, so as long as you don't do right side knuckle or child climb, you should be able to do it on just 3 keys. So should have had enough keys. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what the hell's...
Yeah. I'm talking about his first spirit dip. Excuse me. Unless I totally no. Anyway, I'd have to go back and rewatch. Yeah. I'll talk to you about this later. Not to get into the nuances of it. But yeah, we're watching Exodus here do
Shadow Temple.
Yeah, I was like, he's doing, my brain just shut down.
Yeah.
I was like, he's doing
the one with the drummer.
Yep, the one. Yep, exactly. I was like, he's doing a thing. So up he goes. So this is going to be make for a really good second match, and hopefully, possibly even a third match out of these two.
I am always in favor of more OOTR. So what the hells will have to? Wow! Ha! As you can see, Exo is in go mode, so doesn't even bother with big chests anymore. But
delightful.
I am always in favor of more Uder, so what the hells will just have to win his second race of this best of 3 series.
Yeah, and we'll just have to go to game 3. I think that's what it's gonna have to be. Because until this point, we're just kind of riding out the end here. And again, a little unfortunate what the hells at this point has done GG or excuse me, has done bottom of the well, has done Ganon's castle, which is just enough time to put Exodus in the lead here. But again, speaks to what the hells is a both a router as well as just overall execution to be able to do 2 additional dungeons and really not be that far behind.
Yeah, nothing I can add to that.
Because I think Exodus, the only thing I think Exodus has done different is Child Goron City? Is that it? I think that might be it. Thinking of all the checks, I think it's literally he did Child Goron City and what the hells didn't. Everything else, what the hells has already done, if not more. Yeah, what the hells has cleaned this seed.
Yep, cleaned out most of it. Exo going for safety strats here.
Yeah, I support that.
Yep. He has low enough health that he doesn't want to risk, or he had low enough health, now he doesn't. Never mind. But still, it would just be an unnecessary time loss to drop down here because the platform was where you didn't expect it to be.
Yeah, right. As somebody who has done that on more than one occasion, always feels
Talk about it.
Are we gonna see a floors win? We are. Okay, good. Because
sure.
Exodus is at 1 arrow, and trying to do that room and kill the keys without arrows is one of the most annoying things. Busting out one of his 46 bomb chews.
Oh no, he's back at 40. He's down to 45 bomb chews. However, will he cope? No, there's some more arrows for him.
Yeah, might as well pick up that 5-pack. And again, one of the nice things about chest size matches contents, chest size and appearance matches contents, is the fact that you can do, like on What the House side, you could see that he peeked that chest to see if he needed to do these 5 rupees or not. And saw it was a small key, so went ahead and picked it up, but was able to peek that before committing. So what are we? So we are missing what? Have we found boss key yet? In Shadow Temple?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So we're missing a boss key. We're also missing a small key. So they are going to have to do the last portion of Shadow Temple. Happy go mode, everyone. Having to do the deepest portion of Shadow Temple. God, I hate those.
Yeah. Really annoying. The most annoying bit about them is where Redead have the decency to not attack you anymore once you kill one of their compadres in the room. There's a boss key. we get to enjoy the end of Shadow Temple.
Is that how that works, by the way? Once you
Yeah.
kill one, the other won't attack you?
Yeah, basically they
Really?
will go over to the Redet that has died.
Really? Huh. I had no idea. How is that? What? I was gonna ask you how long that's been in the game, and then I realized the game's been out for 20 years. So
Devs patched it in the newest release.
In 1.3.
Yeah, what KLO says describes it better. They will prioritize the dead Redet over you until it despawns, and then it'll attack you again.
So,
but it gives you a momentary respite.
And the Gibdos don't give no flippin' mother, father.
No, they really don't care if you kill one of their friends.
Yeah.
You are still their highest priority.
Yep.
You know, customers always right and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's looking like Exodus might finish small number of minutes ahead of what the hell's. Overall, though, what have your thoughts been on the match, Tobias?
It went back and forth, really. I think, was it What the Hells who had an early information advantage? I think so.
He knew about the skull mask early. But I think Exodus had most of the information advantage. This seed. But it almost seemed like What the Hell's kind of had the routing advantage.
He did until he didn't.
That's okay. Yeah. Yes.
He really. So I think if What the Hells had known about his spawn point when EXO did, or close to when EXO did, this could have been a really different match, because he would have known that his Hammer Way of the Hero wouldn't have been fulfilled. He would have been in Fire Temple earlier, because he is just, as far as I know his playstyle, more thorough than EXO.
That and you know, it's unfortunate that What the Hell's looking for Bo, knowing about magic, finding those two items, and then immediately turning around and going into Forest Temple and finding those exact items. And had he just gotten Song of Time from the save quit, could have saved him a quite sizable amount of time, or at least the Skull Mask time, which, with how close this race is, might have been the difference. Yes, that's correct. What the Hell does have Auror's Wind set up there. Exodus will have to climb. However, Exodus is still quite a few minutes ahead.
Yeah, I think the Ferrori's Wind in Ganon's Castle will bring What the Hell's closer, but not close enough. Because he doesn't have his Ganon's boss key, so he needs to warp to Temple of Time anyway. Then he needs to from there warp to, normally it's Forest Temple, hookshot in there, and kick off Ferrori's Wind immediately. It's not that much of an advantage.
Yeah. It is surprising, though, how fast those 3 rounds of enemies can be in Ganon's Castle, and just how slow this portion of Shadow Temple can be.
Yeah, this boat ride takes a surprisingly long time.
It's brutal. Especially in moments like this where you're just like, God, I'm so close, and the other runner hasn't finished yet. And can you go faster, boat? Like, please, please, boat. To answer that question, at this point, What the Hells did Bottom of the Well, What the Hells did all of Inside Ganon's Castle. So it's done, I mean, what is that? 25 to 30 checks more than Exodus? I mean, in two very dense locations, but a sizable amount of checks on Exodus. So we're in the final climb here. Again, What the Hell set Furor's Wind in the oh, he still has to pick up the boss key too. So he has to play Prelude, pick up the boss key, and then warp somewhere to use Furor's Wind. He can't just walk right back into Shadow Temple based off of these settings.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier.
Oh, did you say that? Oh, I that is my bad. I missed you saying that, and I apologize.
Might have phrased it badly. Anyway.
You can just say that I'm not paying attention. That is a valid explanation for me repeating exactly what you just said. So my apologies.
Insert joke about doctors paying attention to patients here. Ba-dum.
Wouldn't be the first
Anyway.
time, won't be the last. What? Who said that? There we go. And yeah, Exodus is officially in the lead, passing where What the Hell's set Furor's Wind. So it would take a quite monumental flub up from Exodus for Exodus to throw this match.
I don't see that happening, so we are probably looking for a 1-up on Exodus going into Game 2, which is already scheduled.
It is.
By the way, scheduling information for that, SGL22. That'll be on October 1st, so Saturday, in a few hours, in fact, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. That is 5:15 p.m. Central European Time.
Yep, and that's going to be great. We've got, as mentioned earlier on the Silver Gauntlets, there is a charity race happening tomorrow with our very own Tobias.
That's me!
Benefiting the Trevor Project. So lots of good Ocarina of Time goodness happening tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. And Game 3, if it's required, is also already on the schedule. That'll be on Sunday, 5:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll see if it's needed. Oh. Ganon just playing... That was cheating.
That was
Beating that energy ball back after it's already behind his back. What the hell?
Yeah. That doesn't count. I want to do over Ganondorf. Be better. And here we are. Exodus in the final stretch here.
Yep.
What the Hell's really not going to be that far behind. Probably will get to Ganondorf by the time Exodus finishes. Which, again, is exactly what you want. You want to, we're 2 hours and 40 some odd minutes deep. And you want it to be a close match like this. Oh, that's a cool quick spin strat. Huh.
the last few seconds of Exodus's phase 1 of the Ganon fight.
Yep.
The Master Sword's over here, Link! Rolls just right through Ganon in this instance? Okay.
Here's what the hell is just starting Ganondorf. Really close seed between the two. And not an easy seed. This seed required them to go to every major dungeon, sans bottom of the well in GTG, which they ended up doing anyway. In fact, I think What the House went to every dungeon in the game at some point.
And he did the world tour.
Yeah, he did. Which again, there's Ganondorf cheating again.
Amazing.
World Tour sub 3 is still a hugely impressive feat.
And that is GG's in favor of Exodus. Congratulations for winning game 1. And What the Hell's getting the news, forfeiting immediately.
Yep.
Doesn't want to finish this race, despite literally standing in front of the final boss. I can dig it.
Yeah, I guess Hyrule's just not going to be saved today.
Nope.
Which, as somebody who's been in What the Hell's shoes, full support of just being like, I don't feel like doing the last 2 minutes.
And welcome in What the Hells.
Hello, What the Hell's GG, man.
Hey, what's up, boys?
That was an interesting logical puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I realized, that I didn't know that was possible. That was taught in Colossus, so noted.
Yeah, that was it. Was the one unfortunate piece was having that save spawn in Desert Colossus, which kind of made the whole crossing the wasteland with lens almost null and void.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Once I realized what was happening when I got the letter, it's like, huh? And I thought, we spawn in Fountain, and then you get the hovers in ice, and then that makes you cross. But no, now I know.
We were thinking you were actually you actually thought your hammer way of the hero was fulfilled via the claim check.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Since I thought, okay, we're probably spawning in Fountain with this weird logic thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we are also joined by Exodus, the winner of the first race out of this best of 3. GG's, congratulations.
GG's, Exodus.
Hey, thank you.
GG's, dude.
Yeah, GG.
So yeah, we were just as you were coming in, we were talking about the logical fun that was the save spawn at Desert Colossus, and Exodus actually found that quite early, which ended up leading to that Song of Time, which ended up leading, of course, to things like Magic and Bow in Forest Temple, which were also very unfortunate.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So instead of having to do Skull Mask and Chickens, he got that in his first dip of Forest.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, okay, I might be safe here because you could come with the hover boots, like come from the block room. But I thought, maybe you don't do that. But oh my god, okay, I see.
Yeah, it was all just kind of this unfortunate steamroll of Song of Time just so happened to get you really good items in Forest, and it just so happened to play out the logic so that way crossing wasn't required, and a very strange seed that way that the adult save spawn had so much value based off of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And of course Lens minigame has, Goron tunics, so
that completes the madness. Exo, what are your thoughts on the seed?
That seed was really weird, and I don't know. Like the mirror shield was nice bait, I guess, but I don't know. That seed was just really weird. I was, I mean, I'm glad I won. I guess I I made a few mistakes for sure, but definitely overall route was good, I think. But yeah, a few mistakes.
Yeah, I think overall it was just a challenging seed period.
Yeah, that seed was really hard, I thought. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
most seeds are easier than that, I feel like.
The one advantage was getting your bomb bag early, and of course the 300 chews that were just available. But I don't think any of those hints were straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't.
It just wasn't. There was nothing in the seed that was super clear until you're kind of in that late game of like, oh, all the pieces are finally starting to make sense now that I have more, like, all this information together.
Yeah. I can't believe that combo of like hammer, claim check, and lens was all like useless. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Like, how?
And especially because and both of you did this, you know, at some point you went, okay, I doubt hammer. Like, you could see at different points of this race, both of you went, you know, screw it. It's not hammer. I'm going to ice. I'm getting my Song of Storms. I'm getting the DMT Storms lock checked because it cannot be hammer. And then, of course, it's a slingshot. You know, as irony go.
Wait, what was the slingshot?
It was in DMT Storms.
Yeah, but wasn't there another slingshot?
Yeah, and
a slingshot in Deku.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you mean from Storms? Okay.
It was worthless. But like that, from both of you, you know, I think there was that moment where you're just like, I have to just go get Storms and just make sure it's not DMT, Death Mountain Trail Storms Grotto.
Yeah, like it. Plus, it's just kind of good anyway. Like ice, Storms and ice combo. Like it was still early. There was good odds that you'd end up finding something. But I really thought like, okay, like we have two hints that are pointing towards like Colossus and the lens and all. I really thought like, yeah, okay, we're doing this. And then like cross and oh my god, I can't.
Exodus, my one question for you is talk us through some of that, your mindset in your second fire dip. So you get to map chest, you see the small key, you bail at that time. Talk me through what you were thinking.
I don't know. I was just freaking out at that point. Like, I don't know. Like, so I was originally planning on going ice first, and then I was like, no, it has to be hammer. There's like 5 checks blocked behind hammer and fire temple. So I was like, I have to go fire, even though I want to go ice and check the Storm's Grotto. But then I did like most of the checks and like middle fire, and I didn't see anything. And I was like, wait, maybe it is just that Storm's Grotto. And I was like, oh no, I need to like rush that. So I just rushed that grotto, and that was nothing. So I was like, okay, I guess the only thing left is go back and fire. So I did that. But yeah, that was probably my biggest mistake, was that fire dip and not leaving FW in there. That was bad. But yeah, that was like one big mistake, I think. Other than that, I liked my route. But yeah, that lost me a few minutes.
I think that was the one thing that we were just kind of pondering was, you know, you saw that small key and left, and we were like, is there something that we're missing from a routing, a logic perspective that Exodus is seeing, or just kind of getting caught up in the it's, you know, fire's falling apart. You're like, did my gamble really not pay out? Like, what's happening? Which definitely
I just couldn't decide whether I wanted to like just go for fire or go for ice, but I put that decision off too long for sure, because it had to be one of them.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then the correct answer was both of them.
Yeah.
Go to ice and then go back. Well, I guess at the end of the day, I don't even know if you needed to do fire, because I think Mirror Shield was available.
You did not need to do fire.
Jins was available without mirror, which is just disgusting.
Yeah.
Mirror Shield, key logic.
Yeah. Yeah. Tobias, what questions do you have?
I think I'm all out of questions, actually. You asked the one question I also had about decisions in Fire Temple. Let's put it that way. What the hell's? When are you? When are you keeping in, or when are you going to decide to pay attention to your spawns?
It's so funny because when random spawns came out, I was the one telling everyone, guys, you have to check your spawn. What are you doing? Like, stop ignoring your spawns. I mean, now that I know there's even more possibilities, I'm definitely gonna do it more. But like, it just feels sometimes, it's pretty minor because it's not like it loses that much time on VC. It's just like, I know if you have like a Minuet and Nocturne, and now we have Prelude in this too. So it kind of loses a bit of value. And I guess the weird spawns are so rare. Plus I had Eponas, and the fact that I didn't know it could go in Colossus, I kind of just thought, I'm not going to lose time checking it. It's not going to give me anything. And yeah, and then it's only once I got the letter in Spirit that I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, what's happening here? Like, how is the letter here, and the long shot, and the hovers are letter locked? Yeah, that's when I thought, okay, it's in Fountain, because I remember seeing a spoiler log that the spawn was in Fountain. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's a thing now. But yeah, I never would have thought about Colossus. I should have checked. I almost checked it too. Once I came after Jabu, because I was thinking about it during Jabu, I almost said, okay, I'm gonna go adult and check the spawn. But I was like, it's Fountain. It's definitely Fountain, so there's no point in checking. Yeah, I'm a dumbass.
Well, do you think you would have gone to Fire earlier if you had that information?
I mean, I guess you probably have to, because then that just means the lens is useless. So
yeah,
because that basically that was it. Because I thought, okay, it's hammer for claim check for lens, then you cross, and that's how you get your letter. And then the letter gives you Requiem. That's what I thought was happening.
In fact, the letter gave you hover boots to be able to, I think, fight Volvagia?
I don't know. I didn't check the keys or...
I'll be honest, it's 5:30 a.m. I didn't count keys in Fire Temple either.
Who counts keys in Light Medallion Fire? Come on.
That's a really good question.
Who counts keys, period? Well, I will say I am, again, you both put on a fabulous show today. Two just incredible runners, and happy to have commentated, and also incredibly excited for tomorrow morning. I mean, I think we're talking about a race in 12 hours from now is race number 2.
11 and a half, I guess.
Yeah. So,
oh boy.
So if you did not get enough of these two runners, please tune back in tomorrow morning or afternoon, depending on what day and or time it is for you. Could be today, later on in the afternoon, if you're Tobias.
Though I have other obligations.
Just as a quick final shout out, our two runners here, What the Hell's Happened, as well as the winner of this race, Exodus 122. If you haven't given them a follow yet, do go give them a follow. We also had our trackers today, TJ, Shannick, and Kasinja, multiple of whom are in the European continent and stayed up way too late to help us out tonight. And then, of course, my co-commentator, Tobias.
And my co-commentator, Doc Heaps.
Aw. Thanks, Boo. So, finally, of course, as Star is pointing out, the French restream went along with us, Barbu and Just Sam the Boss. Give them a follow if you are so Frenchly inclined, or not. I think both of them also stream in English. So, like, they are two amazing runners and commentators. So, give them a follow as well.
And with that, let's not keep our runners any longer, because both of them decided or agreed to also do a quick interview on the French restream, I think. Is that right?
Yeah,
no, I don't speak French.
That's an argument, but what the hell's, you are headed for the French restream, I think, so...
Yeah, we can trash talk Exodus in French, it's all good.
Excellent plan. Thank you all so much for putting on a heck of a show, and thank you all, dear viewers, for watching. That's it from us, and we'll see you very soon back here on SpeedGaming Live.
Thanks, guys.
And don't forget to mess up my race tomorrow and give a bunch of money to charity. That would be nice. Twitch.tv/the Silver Gauntlets. One last plug.
Exactly.
Bye!
Take care, y'all.